Doon 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 2024 doon 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 doon. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's been ages. It's been years. I haven't seen y'all in a chapter reaction since late last year. We are ready. We are ready, yo. It feels so good to see everyone, man. Bro, I don't even know what to say. Like, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, man. Where's the camera? I'm actually prepared today. I am actually prepared today, yo. Let me show you how prepared I am. Only thing I don't have is the fresh cut. But everything else, lighting, check. The suit, check. The coach's shirt, check. My mic, I don't know. Let me know if the audio's good. Let me know if the audio's good, yo. Let me know if the audio's good. Oh my goodness, man. I can't wait. Y'all have no idea how excited I am to read the peak. To read the peak, man. Yo. Ali G. Ali G starting off the year, the God hand of finance. Transitioning into 2024. Woo! Let's go, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for letting me know the audio's good. Woo! Ali G! Thank you so much, brother, man, for taking us into the new year with 20 gifted memberships from our boy, the God Hand of Finance, man. Nothing but love to my guy, dude. He sent me a really funny video over the break, man. That was some good stuff. That was some really, really good stuff. Shout out to that phenomenal chapter, man. I can't wait. Like, I've been fiending for this chapter for so long. But we're gonna hold off here for just a few minutes. What I have before we get into the chapter reaction tonight, y'all, is we're going to be doing the chapter of the year results. And then after that, I've got a big announcement that all of you are going to hear for the first time, that I have been holding on to, that I can't wait to share with all of you. And it is One Piece related. It is One Piece related. So very, very exciting stuff. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and go through the chapter of the year results for last year, man. I appreciate everybody for putting in your votes. Last year was so insane that people coming out and actually submitting their votes was like, thank you for actually managing to put this in a list together. It was kind of like putting a favorite games of last year list. It was almost impossible, right? So many great games came out last year. That's how I felt for One Piece. So many great chapters came out from chapter 1071 to 1102 that it was like, man, because we weren't counting 1103, obviously, because that came out officially this year. So from 1071 to 1102, so many bangers. So many bangers. So let's get right into it and present the awards for the King Recon community chapter of the year greatness. So let's go ahead and start us off here with what almost made it, with chapters 1095 and 1082. Two magnificent chapters that in most other years would have definitely made it onto the lists. However, because of how stacked this year was, these two did not make it onto the lists according to our beloved community, as voted by our community. By the way, this is a quick reminder. This is as voted by our community, my votes included. So we're going to be looking here. Sweet mother of Flagnards, Arend! Arend, hold on, let me pull it back to me real quick. Arend! Another Godhead of Finance comes in with 20 gifted memberships. Woo! Okay, yo, everybody's gonna end off the night with some memberships, man. Let's make it happen. Let's start off the year with everyone having gifted memberships, man. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Truly appreciate you, RN, man. Thank you so much, yo. So let's go ahead and see our number 10. Coming in at number 10, in the year of legend that was 2023, is chapter 1081. Now, this chapter, when it dropped, was one of the craziest chapters, dude. It was an insane, unbelievable chapter. Unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I think in the original list that we did earlier this year, as voted by the community, it was like somewhere in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. It was a really, really special chapter. Really great stuff. Kuzan, Garp, the choke slam, ending the chapter with Beppo. A lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. So that is our number 10 as voted by the community. Number 9. Let's see. Chapter 1080, ladies and gentlemen. Galaxy Impact. I got spoiled on this chapter, and it was still peak fiction. Like, I'll never forget how bummed I was when I came on here and I was like, dude, I saw a Garp and a thumbnail, I was heated. I read the chapter, I completely forgot I even got spoiled. I was like, yo, that joke was so hype, dude. Shout out to my boy Monkey D. Garp, and plus the sword introductions. Great stuff, man, for some incredible, incredible characters. Number 8. Our boy, not JD Legend, but St. J. Garcia Saturn, man. Insane. Absolutely insane. Like, dude, when we look at the year that we had, and I look back to this chapter in particular, this was the most wild chapter. This is probably like a top 5 most, in terms of concept, wild chapters that I've covered here on the channel, man. That joke was so crazy, dude. Absolutely insane. The Spellbinding Circle chapter, I mean, come on. It was an insane experience. Absolutely insane experience. So that is our number 8. Number 7. Saint Figerland Recon. This had to have been one of my personal favorite reading experiences. We had so much fun that night. I think it took us like 2 hours to read that chapter. Like, I spent an hour just on the Gorosei name reveals. And then my light went off in the middle of it. Yeah, I remember that the power went out. And we came. That was such a special chapter, man. A lot of greatness. A lot of greatness. I adored that chapter. The Neurona confirmation, the Gorosei name reveal, such great stuff. This on my personal list is definitely a little higher. I really adored this chapter. So let's go on number 6 as voted by the community. Lord knows this is on my top 5. Dude, yo, man. Just look at the panel. Look at the panel I have here, bro. Look at the panel that's here, man. Look at it. This is a special, special, special chapter, dude. One of the all-time greats, for sure. I mean, from an emotional standpoint, definitely one of the chapters that got me the most emotional this year. Just pinnacle chapter. I can't even go back and read that chapter without getting emotional again. Like, it's just... It's a really, really special chapter, without question in my top 5. But this is number 6, as voted by our community. Now, coming in at number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid for my screen to get pummeled here by the Conqueror's Hockey. Look at all of the insane amount of hockey that is coming off of the screen, bro. Look at it. Look at the squad. The heat. The peak. I love Love this chapter, man. God Valley Incident greatness. This page alone is in like the one of the greatest One Piece panels for me, just in terms of straight Conqueror's Hockey energy with some of the greatest legends and characters in the series. I'll never forget this one, man. This one came out on my birthday, so it was a very special experience just personally. So the fact that I got to see the Rocks Pirates minus Rocks, unless Rocks is hidden in here somewhere, but the Rocks Pirates minus Rocks, and it was just so cool, man. I love this chapter. Definitely my top 5 as well. So let's go ahead and go to number 4 on the list. Whew. This chapter right here, son. I remember when we came back from the break, and we were like, yo, what is Oda going to be cooking when we return? And he immediately returned with, of course, 1087, which was still in the Garp and Kobe and Blackbeard stuff. But the pinnacle of that was this magnificent chapter right here, man. Chapter 1088. Honesty, impact, greatness, man. This chapter, when it gets animated, is going to be an all-timer. This chapter is legendary. It is. This is one of those One Piece chapters, like, as in the annals of history, bro. It's so peak, man. It's a great chapter, great chapter. Now we're going to the top 3. For me personally, all 3 of these, if someone were to tell me that this is like a One Piece chapter that's in their top 5, I would immediately understand, because these 3 chapters that are incoming, both from the community and for me, I feel like these 3 chapters, I would have like in my own personal top 25 lists, and all time One Piece chapters. Coming at number 3, I'm shocked. I'm shocked this is 3rd, but this just goes to show the quality of this year. Number 3 is chapter 1079, Divine Departure, dude. Hold on, I gotta turn on the camera for this. Give me a... No, I don't think I can. Regardless, this chapter right here, ladies and gentlemen, Shanks did something. Now that Shanks do something. The fact that Kid and Killer, to this day, are still the memes of the community is a testament to the greatness and the mark that this chapter left within our community. This chapter was the number 1 spot when we did this list earlier this year. The fact that it fell down to number 3 is insane. It is absolutely insane. And that just goes to show the quality of this year. And to be honest with you, it's like when I look at the other 2, it's like I don't know if you could even go against it, right? They're just so peak as well. But this one, and from a hype standpoint, from what we love when we go into a chapter, what we want to receive as a fan, you know, the long-term payoff, finally seeing Shanks utilize the technique, and the fact that it was Divine Departure. It was just the coolest thing ever, man. I love this chapter. One of the series highlights for me in terms of hype. It's one of the most hypest chapters for sure, without question. Shanks' greatness, that's my boy. Y'all already know. And the fact that the Blackbeard thing from that chapter still hasn't been resolved for us. Like, we saw the ship pull up and we have no idea what's happening. That's still insane to me. So, now we go to number 2. Number 2. And now, when we see number 2, you guys should be able to tell what number 1 is. Number 2 is the legendary, phenomenal, game-changing chapter 1085. When this chapter came out, I said it and I'll say it here again. This is one of the best chapters in the entire series. Pound for pound, page for page, panel for panel. This is one of the greatest chapters in all of One Piece. It has everything. It has lore. It has character interactions. It has fantastic character dynamics. It has amazing character returns. It has hype. It has emotional moments. It has everything that makes One Piece special in a single chapter. This chapter is so special. So special. This chapter is so high for me. I really, really love it, man. Like, moo. Come on, man. Moo. Now, for number 1, let us get a drum roll, please. Doon, 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 Doon 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 doon. Here we go. Number one for this year. It's tough even talking about this chapter because, goodness gracious, man, one of the most powerful reading experiences I've ever had. Ever had, man. I still get emotional just thinking about it. And when it gets animated, we will not be there. We will not be there. Man. I'm just gonna mute my mic for this one, man. No words need to be said. No words need to be said. No words need to be said, yo. One of the greatest One Piece chapters, man. And you could say that about a lot of chapters on this list. But in terms of making a brother emotional, this is truly one of the greatest chapters ever, man. This chapter is why so many of us fell in love with One Piece. Like it is a magnificent, masterful chapter. And I'm so glad that it's our chapter of the year. I would have been good with any of these chapters considering how special they are. But chapter 1102 is our chapter of the year for 2023, man. And just to put it into comparison, this was our list. On the left is a list from earlier in the year. The right is the list from right now. And obviously we had more votes that came in. But I find it interesting how chapter 1079 had the exact same amount of votes this time around. That's kind of wild. But chapter 1085 still in second place. But the rest of the list completely shook by the Kuma flashback, man. The Kuma flashback and Garcia Saturn showing up really messed up everything else on the list, dude. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. So shout out to the absolutely legendary year that we had last year, man. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. So shout out to the fan base. I truly appreciate y'all for coming out and voting. Now let's go ahead and put it in reverse, Terry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the 300 people that are here, you guys are going to hear this first, man. Dude, next flippin' month, dude, I will be going to my first Comic-Con ever. And there, at that Comic-Con, I am going to shake hands and meet Mugiwara no Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, a.k.a. Inaki Godoy, man. The meeting of kings is going to take place next month. I'll put out more information when we get closer to it. But if any of y'all are in the area, say what's up to your boy. I'll be there. Never done an event like that. But I will be meeting my boy Inaki Godoy out there, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait, dude. At the moment I get there, I'll be like, my guy! You feel me? So, it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Just to be able to shake the brother's hand. You know what I mean? I just want to see him. I just want to see my guy. So, when we get the opportunity, I want to put something together to share with the live action cast from the community. So after all of this, after we finish the chapter and during the coming week, I want to try to put something together on behalf of my community. So let me know if you would like to be a part of that. But it's going to be so cool. It's gonna be so cool, dude, and I can't wait. So we're going to I'm gonna post some more stuff when we get closer to it, but it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. Like I don't care what ends up happening besides that. That's gonna be a highlight, man. It's it's gonna be so cool, and the fact that it also within the same vicinity, I'm gonna have voice actor of Ichigo and a voice actor of Naruto, and it's like, God, I've always wanted to see these individuals, and I finally get the opportunity to meet them. So that's gonna be a really, really cool experience. But regardless, give me 1 second. We're gonna get ready to read this chapter. Let me get my laptop. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna get into some peek. I'm so excited, y'all. Instant Messenger Sama's not getting me today. Instant Messenger Sama's not getting me today, ladies. But we're back. Hold on. Let's get this situated. Let's get Moo is not gonna take me out. Not before we even get started. I never got started. Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. What's going on? We're reaching for the light. Now, I just took that opportunity to change. But ladies and gentlemen, we have the laptop. We are good to go. I have been waiting to see if this punch lands. Hold on, let me put on the thingy real quick. Let me put the poll here. Are we reading the title? Are we going to read the title? While you guys tell me if I should read the title or not, I'm going to go and see what I missed. So I know our end, thank you so much once again for the 20 memberships. I truly, truly appreciate you. Excuse me, that means the world. That is going to be so, so cool to continue to have 2024 just good Lord. Oh man, dude. Flippin'. Good Lord. I don't even know where to like. I just don't even know what to even like. Dog, One Piece this year is gonna be so nuts, bro. I don't even know if I want to read this chapter. Do you ever want to read this chapter? Like, this is gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be nuts. Arthur, my boy. What's good, man? I can't wait to read this chapter, Arthur, bro. Go to back with the weekly peak fiction. I'm ready. I'm ready for some gas. I'm ready for the greatest of all time. I'm ready. Appreciate you, Arthur, for stopping by, man. Who comes in with a $2 says we need JJK reaction too. You know, I'm completely unspoiled on that as well. My cousin told me, yo, you need to read that chapter Like, immediately. He was like, yo, there's no games being played. Like, yo, it's crazy. It is absolutely insane. And so I was like, all right, okay, cool. Like, I'll read it. And then I thought about it. I was like, all right, I won't get the opportunity until after the chapter, so we'll see, man. We might actually do a JJK reaction. I am completely unspoiled on the chapter. I've been avoiding social media the whole week. They put in the Discord Monogatari was coming back, so I had to put on a couple of hype stuff. But besides that, I've been off. I've been completely offline. So if you see a JJK reaction from me, maybe. I appreciate you, Who, man. Thank you. CB Maddie comes in with a 20 and says, hey, coach, we watched you for 8 years. 8 years, son. Since the beginning of the 2015, or the new channel, the underscore channel. Been watching for 8 years now, ever since I caught up with the Dress Rose. So thank you for bringing the awesome sauce every chapter. Thank you for always reading the best-selling manga in history. Dude, thank you, CB Maddie. Those are the comments that keep us going here, man. I truly appreciate you. The Dress Rose, you know. Legendary stuff there, bro. Legendary stuff. We had a fun time here in the community during that greatness here. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get back to the rest of the supers later because I have the results from the read the title, and it is an overwhelming 92% for reading the title. So let's get right into it. But of course, before we get into the chapter, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today coming off of the high of finally being able to read my beloved Kingdom after a year and a half. I'm back with the Heishin unit. It felt so good to get back into that saddle, son. I can't even tell y'all how good it felt to be reading Kingdom again. But it got me even more excited to eventually sit in this chair, turn on this camera, and get ready to experience the latest installment in that Egghead greatness. Why? Because where we left off last chapter might have been the craziest cliffhanger of the arc so far. Because all I want to see is my boy Kuma go up and like swimmer. I don't even want it to stop at 1. I want the brother to go on a full-blown Dempsey role. Screw everything else. 1? We ain't stopping at 1. I want to see the doo-doo, you know, opening 2, Inner Light from Algebra Novo. Doo-doo. I need the full smoke on Garcia Saturn. We ain't stopping at 1. We need the jet engines. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, son. So, we're here to see if the boys can get the job done. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is the first chapter for us. For us. In 2024, we haven't read a chapter in like 3 weeks. And I've been deprived. I can't wait. We have a new anime coming out this weekend with the Ryuma one-shot. Is it this weekend? I think it is this weekend. We have the Ryuma one-shot coming out on the Monsters 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation with the Netflix check coming into our subscription boxes. I can't wait for that, but we are here today for the best-selling manga in history, nearly the best-selling comic of all time. I can't wait. I know you can't wait. Without further ado, we're hitting it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ichiro Oda's masterpiece. That greatness known as Piece. TCB, I'm on the way. Let's go. Oh, God. Oh, JJK's been translated. Here we go. 1104. New One Piece. Dude, a new chapter, man. Let's fucking go, dude. Hold on. Let's make this thing happen. Let's make this thing happen. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me pull this down a bit. Make sure we're good to go. Sorry. Camera's in the right. Is that Rock Lee? Are they playing Rock Lee versus Gar in the top right? Yo, TCB's making moves. What am I looking? Bro, it's Rock Lee versus Gar. What is going on? Gas on gas? Oh, he's about to drop the weights. Yo! Why did they got Rock Lee versus Gara? Like it's a YouTube 360p thing from 2007. What is going on? Regardless, so I gotta exit out of this. That is raw. That is extremely raw. Rock Lee versus Gara. Anyway, let's get right into this. Chapter 1104. He's gonna land the punch. Or he's not landing it. I don't know. I can't tell. Off this title, I can't tell, bro. I can't flip and tell, man. Dude, the title of the chapter. Oda, bro. All I want to do is read a One Piece chapter without tearing up. Can I just do that? I feel like I haven't been able to read a One Piece chapter without tears coming out of my eyes in weeks. Maybe years. Chapter 1104. Thank you, Daddy. Oh, God. The implications of that, bro. And then we have the ace bead. Kuma's dying. He's got the ace beads right under the title. Then we got a giant Sanji. Are those the mice? Ratatouille. Yo, Murphy! We finally got Ratatouille! Yo, hold up, man. Wait a minute. Wait. Yo, hold up, man. Murphy, Jay, and everyone else in the pre-Reverie stream. When we were spending a good 15 minutes talking about Ratatouille, I want every single one of those individuals to go back and look at this cover page and tell me we weren't spitting on the Ratatouille greatness. Oda knows. He's a bigger Pixar and a DreamWorks and Disney fan than me. That's hard. That's hard to me, especially for those classic films. But hold up, man. Hold up, dude. We got the Rat Queen and the Rat King in 4K. In 4 flipping K. Oh my God. Sanji is watching this take place in 4K. I'm in shock. I'm in actual shock. Yo, Oda watches anime YouTube. Confirmed. The Rat Queen and the Rat King confirmed here, man. Cover request by Toshika Zoo. Sanji serves dessert to a mouse couple that just got engaged. Yo, man. Yo, good times. Good times. Shout out to Ratatouille. Shout out to the homies, man. Shout out to the homies. Nothing but love to them. Nothing but love to the homies. In the notes. Man, we've got monsters. So we have Oda saying Monsters is being animated. It's a one shot I wrote back when I was young. You're still young, dog. I can't believe this is actually happening. Life is good. For Oda to be saying life is good after his live action adaptation was successful, this brother's ambition is through the roof. Through the roof, bro. True roofers. Oda, I apologize. We're not going to spend much time on these notes this week. Dude, if the first page of this is anything but Kuma landing a gazelle punch or a sendo smash, do I even want it? Here we go, man. Yo, I've been waiting 3 weeks for this, bro. He's charging. A punch full of feelings, and it's a fairy tale, son. You're the Buccaneer brat. And he's looking at him. He's looking at a young Kuma, who looks like a young Whitebeard. You can either live as a slave or die. Nothing else can be tolerated for someone of your ilk. Oh, man, and we're flashing back to the flashback. Mommy has passed away, the page from chapter 1095. She's in a better place now. Oh, my land the punch, man. I'm just so happy, Guinea. Bro, do it for Guinea, dog. Do it for Guinea. Do it for me. Kuma, sorry, but I'm at death's door. It shows Bonnie, bro. If I'm looking at this flashback page, I bet you better land it. Land it. Bonnie. She's crying. Can you even blame her, bro? Her dad is here to save her. She hasn't seen Kuma in so long. Vegapunk, what is the meaning of this? How can Kuma still be alive? And bro, this is in the middle of Kuma's punch. I made use of our contingency plan a few days after the Revolutionary Army took him. I triggered his self-destruct mechanism. He did what? Vegapunk, what is the meaning of this? How can Kuma still be alive? I made use of a contingency plan. A few days after the Revolutionary Army took him, I triggered his self-destruct. So this Flagnard already had things in control. Already had things in the way that it was. And then he's the one who triggers it all. Kuma, I swear, I just went... Kuma, please. Oh my god, look at this panel. Look at this panel, bro. Holy flat. We have him. He's charging it. He's charging it. Kuma, please, bro. Dude, this is one of the craziest panels in the entire series, man. It's just another version of the panel we got last chapter. It's just bigger. It's just blown up. Let's go! Let's go, man! Let's go! Pack that spider and send him back home! Let's go, yo! We're done playing games, dog! Look at him! Yo! His fist is so far into his face, you're gonna be able to make an imprint out of that thing, Bellamy style. We're putting the Gorosei's face, Garcia Saturn's face in front of my house. I'm putting it right there, pacha, and it's gonna be his face with the imprint, talo. Right there. Right there. So the world can see we ain't about that nonsense. We ain't about it. I love the Phantom Troop with all my heart. But get that spider out of here. Oh, man, this feels good, dude. And oh. Not only did he nail him, he finished with the whole... Oh, man, he put his hip into it. Oh. Oh. Let's go long, man. Hold on, dude. Wait just a moment. Let's go, dude! This is the most satisfying punch ever, dog. Are you kidding me? After all this brother went through, and then he tells me he's the one that triggered the self-destruct mechanism? Oh, for Bonnie. Dog, this was for Bonnie. This was for Guinea. This was for Kuma. His parents. The lineage that he has. But above all else, this was for Bonnie and Guinea, man. This was for Bonnie. Oh, one of the best pages. This page is going to be in museums. This page is going to be on pieces of art years down the line. This is how you execute someone wanting you wanting to see someone get punched so bad. This is that executed times 60. Like, son, the last time I felt someone, or I felt, whether if I remember being, I wanted to see someone get punched this bad was Charlos. And that ended up the way that it should have. Twice. Actually, 3 times. So, now we go over to Garcia Saturn. An entire flashback is dedicated to me just wanting to see this brother get packed. And what do I get? Kuma packing him up in one of the most godly... Look at this page, dude! Look at this page! Oh my goodness, Squidward! Squidward! Yo, man, I'm pulling up to the Krusty Krab tomorrow, dude. I gotta celebrate. We're ordering a burger with cheese. Put some fries on it. And make it happen. I'm getting a milkshake, too. I can't even drink milkshakes. I'm drinking a milkshake, too. We gotta celebrate Dubs. My Eagles lost. But now I know why. They lost because the planet couldn't let me win on more than multiple occasions. They knew Kuma was gonna pack this brother up. So like, yo, the Eagles are going down, but that brother Kuma's going up. Let's go! Let's go, man! He sent him to the floor. I'm gonna start doing the Ronaldo. I'm talking. Oh, come on! I'm hitting the curry, the shimmy. Yo, bro, stop playing with my boy. Putting Gorosei's in the dirt. Thriller Bark comedy style. Putting that spider in the dirt. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. He's still going. He's still going. Let's go. He's still going, bro. He's still going, dude. Kuma got sent packing so hard, he is currently going through futuristic buildings. He's going through Bender's home at Futurama. I mean, this is insane. The SSG, the Vegapunk big space thing we saw in chapter 1062, to the floor, in shambles, because a big spider just went through it. Oh, this is a good day. Yo, this is a good flippin' day, son. And the building is just landing on him. Can we get much higher? Mm-mm. Oh. Oh. This is so satisfying, dude. Yo, the last 3 weeks, I was like, he's gonna dodge. The brother's gonna move to the left. He's gonna go to the right. Oda ain't gonna let me have it. He said, well, you doing what? You ordered a Salisbury steak. Well done. I'm giving you that spider, 8-legged spider, well done. This ain't 8-legged freaks. This is Cocaine Bear. And we're ready to eat. We're in there, boy. And that bear sent that spider to the ground. Send him down, man. I'm ready, son. I am ready for all of this. Give me more pages of this. I love it, son. The town. What's going on? Did Kuma do that? Who else? It wasn't going to be the spider. That brother's in the ground. That brother's in the ground. It wasn't going to be him. Let's go, man. Let's go, dude. He just punched one of the 5 elders. He attacked one of the world's greatest overseers. He has officially reached the same type of legacy as the main man himself, Nico, man. He started this entire thing just based on Luffy punching a celestial dragon. And now he's going up and in there like swimwear, just like the man who inspired him. just like the dude whom he entrusted everything to. He punched the guy who sits near the throne. An individual that people cower under. Send him packing. On his full back, not even on his knees. He's on his back. Like he's a professional wrestler. Go help Saint Saturn at once. He's under the rubble. For someone of his status to be struck by a slave. This is unprecedented. Kuma, man. Kuma, I love you. Kuma, I flippin' love you, man. I really do. I absolutely do, bro. Hey, we can move again. Bonnie-chan, are you hurt? This is our chance. Get Bonnie to the upper levels. Escaping the island is our only objective. What is the meaning of this? That's a good question. The truth is, I didn't install a traditional self-destruct mechanism. I couldn't bear the idea of making you into a bomb, knowing how those bastards would take full advantage of that, but I still kept my word. I just used a different kind of failsafe. And Kuma's hands reached down to Bonnie. This was so earned, bro. This was so earned, man. And you can see that's how a Pops really does treat his children, bro. The size difference here in the panel is all the world. Bonnie's still so small, bro. This is like an actual comparison of what she's actually like on the inside right now. Which is that Kuma's still carrying around like she's almost a toddler. Because that's what she is to that brother, man. That's his baby girl. That's his little one. What a powerful page, bro. And he activated it, programmed it to shut your body down completely. Between that and the loss of your individuality, you should be nothing but a vegetable now, incapable of receiving orders. Even accounting for Bonnie's presence here, you shouldn't have been able to reach us. So how are you still moving? This almost seems beyond science. Oh, that's so beautiful, considering how Egghead has been based on. Even at its core, things that science is trying to make logical, even though they appear to be so illogical. Stuff like, fruits coming from the manifestation of people's dreams and desires, right? That feels like it's so illogical, so out there. But it is something that Vegapunk is attempting to put together through the realms of science. He's trying to process that through logical means. And now he's seeing something before his eyes that he cannot explain through scientific means. It's beyond science. It can't be what I'm thinking, can it? He's floored. The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies. What? The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies. After all, you people once. Is he a bug spray? It's over, isn't it? Kizaru. Kizaru, bro, you did the Nika dance, man. I need you so bad, brother. Please. Please. Sentomaru, man. Where's Straw Hat? Where's the king? He disappeared right before we could apprehend him. There's no way we can call in such a failure. What is happening? Frankie, is that Frankie right up here? Frankie and Usopp are still here, so where's the king? Let me go back. Let me go back down. So here we see a hand. Bonnie reaches up to Kuma. Thank you, Daddy. Oh, that's a flipping title. For everything. I saw your memories. Mommy seemed like an amazing woman. And I saw how you actually wrote me lots and lots of letters. That made me so happy. I don't care if everyone else calls you a tyrant, because I know there's no one kinder than my dad. To me, you're the coolest person in the whole wide world. I'll never ever forget that. If that's the last thing that Kuma heard, I hope he heard it. I hope on everything of my being, dog, that he heard that junk, man. Those are the greatest things you could ever hear. Those are the most powerful things you could ever hear, bro. Ever. Ever, man. Kuma, I really hope you're still with us, dude. I hope you haven't drifted into your subconscious. What a powerful, powerful relationship dynamic. Just everything, bro. Everything. I love these two characters so much, man. The spider. Oh my god. Obviously, right, he was gonna get back up. Could you give the man more time? You've got Conqueror's lightning going off crazy, the rubble's coming off. Saint Saturn. Here we go, dude, and here he comes. Oh god, I don't want to look at this, man. I don't want to see what happens next. I don't want to see what happens next. Yeet! This man is bleeding, bro. He looks like Ric Flair in 2003. Yo, Vegapunk. I'm still waiting for an explanation. Was this your doing? This man got up and I gotta respect what he has going on. This man immediately got up and started talking trash to Vegapunk. Like, brother, I'm still waiting for an explanation. Was this you? Are you the reason I just took this L? Did Kuma knock off the other side of his horn? Did Kuma knock off the other side of his horn? And his hand! Brother, all he did was punch him. No! Kuma! Yo! This man punched off a side of his horn and his hand! I suppose it'd be fair to say that I'm ultimately responsible. But if you're romantic, you could just as easily chalk this up to the power of love. The power of love? Sailor Moon? I see as usual as human, how short-sighted. Forgot he could regenerate. This brother had his horn knocked off and his hand, and he's regenerating it at the seams like he's a puppet. Oh, man, dude. The Gorosei are insane. You don't even see the blood anymore. No wonder they never dodge stuff. They don't have to. Oh man, we need stronger insect repellent, dude. How short-sighted. How you gentlemen have outlived your usefulness. Farewell. What the? His body, it's regenerating, of course. Sanji's like, this reminds me of myself. When I broke my limbs and I broke my bones, regeneration. So is Oda putting Sanji next to Saturn, telling us that what Saturn and them have from back in the day could be explained? Or maybe they have like ancient technology where they're able to regenerate similar to the way that Sanji is? Or is this really just spellbinding circle nonsense? I don't know. Man. I don't even know. Saturn goes in. He's coming in with, oh no, bro, Kuma, get out. Kuma, just paw yourself out of there, bro. We've had enough, brother. Save yourself, man. I know. And he's aiming for the back, bro. If this man goes down the same way that Ace did, I might pull up. Somebody's got to see me. Please stop it, bro. Daddy, get out of the way. You've got to move. Sanji, turn into Ifrit himself. Turn into Ifrit from Final Fantasy himself and stop this Flag Dart. I'm not gonna let you. Come on, accept the truth, Sanji. Accept the truth. Let's go, man! Black flippin' flag! El Príncipe! Come on, dude! No Jumble Jumble! Not in sight! No Everett! No, he's in base form! No! Base form Sanji just took the spider's leg and pushed it out the side. Hey, man! Hey! Base form Sanji! Getting the spider repellent out! He said we don't need it for jumping! I'll take care of this myself, dude! Upset Bonnie-chan anymore, you dirty old spider. Tell him again! Let's flippin' go, Sanji! Yeah, we owe Kuma a huge debt too. Saturn? Radical? Frankie. I love my crew. I really do, bro. I love the Straw Hats so much, man. Radical. Hit that brother with the biggest radical beam in the history of mankind. Kizaru. Oh, no, Kizaru. Kizaru, make the right move, Kizaru. Make the right decision, man. For all that is good and holy. For all that is the Flag Nards. Please. My goodness. You certainly have grown a lot. This brother with a settle will scoot us. Like it was Ulquiorra. He fired a radical beam that went right through Garcia Saturn. You see the blood. It hit him in the intestines. It hit him in the stomach. Oh, man. Frankie. Big flippin' Frankie, man. Kizaru. Oh, no. He comes in. Let's put your growth to the test. Frankie! He goes in. And he hits Frankie. Frankie, man, I don't care. Frankie, I don't care, dude. Listen to me, Frankie. In 2 back-to-back arcs, He's gotten the clean licks on the strongest people there. That's all I know. He ran a motor... Well, actually, Kaido's stronger than Big Mom. At least for me. But he came in, and he get a motorcycle on one of the strongest people on the planet. In Big Mom. And then proceeds in the following arc to not only talk smack to a Gorosei, but then he goes in and fires a laser through said Gorosei member. Are you kidding? Put some respect on Big Frankie, dog. That's him, man. Kizaru sends him flying. In this situation, Kizaru would send anyone flying. Saturn comes in. He regenerates that attack as well. Vegapunk, Dad can't move. Atlas, can you carry him to our meeting point in the Labostratum? Leave it to me. Kizaru, bro, look at that shot of Kizaru and Garcia Saturn. Now that Kuma's joined us, wouldn't you agree there are too many players on the board? I think it's about time we wrap this up. The arc is coming to a close. You're a sad man, Kizaru. Have you no heart? I should have brought a darker pair of shades. I'm going to embarrass myself at this rate. Oh my god. That is such a powerful line, dude. I should have brought a darker pair of shades. I'm going to embarrass myself at this rate. Because he didn't want to see any of that, man. But of course, he still sides with his people, bro. Because I can't even fault him for that. The Buster Call, bro. The Buster Call protocol has been authorized. They're wiping the island. They're wiping the island. By the authority of the world government, this island has been declared a threat to the entire world. All ships take aim. Reduce everything to ashes in the name of justice. A traitor who studied the taboo secrets of the world, a survivor of a bloodline that should be extinct, and a pirate who awakened the power of the air, that ancient god. This island has been completely infested. Chapter end? No, bro. Stop. No break. No flippin' break, man. Yo. Oh, what a great chapter, dude. We got our Kuma punch. It was so satisfying. We had the hug. Oh, man, it was so emotional. Saturn gets back up. This man, Sanji, comes in. Gets the spider's foot out of there. And then Frankie comes in and shoots the beam through the flippin' spider, man. Yo, Frankie is him, bro. Frankie is that guy. That is my boy, man. Kizaru comes in, hits him, and now the villains have taken control of the arc once more. I can't wait for Luffy to get back up, because he already is back. I just don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. Oh man, what a perfect way to end the chapter. Gave us the satisfaction of Kuma coming in, but of course, Garcia Saturn and Kizaru are currently in control with the Buster Call coming in, man. Perfect way to start the year. Perfect way to start the year. And another magnificent chapter in this incredible arc, dude. Incredible arc, man. Wow, man. I was expecting this chapter to go a couple different ways, but I was not expecting the punch to number one, hit number two, the damage that it did if Garcia... I think that's what Oda's trying to tell us. If Garcia Saturn did not have the regenerative abilities, that brother would have been down and out for the count, man. But he's got the regenerative capabilities. And I feel like Kuma might have... This might have been it for Kuma, man. We might have seen like his final piece where just like they were talking about with his body shutting down and stuff of that nature, that the full shutdown would happen completely, as Vegapunk was talking about earlier. And that's what we saw here, man. I just hope that he was able to hear Bonnie's words as she said it. Now I wonder what's going to happen to Kuma, because he's still here, right? He's still moving. Or not moving, he's completely on standby. But I wonder what's going to happen now, because Atlas is carrying Kuma out of there. So now I'm curious as to how all this is gonna go. Really, really curious, actually. Like, I thought this chapter was gonna end with Luffy coming up, ready up in like somewhere, but no, they're in control. A pirate who awakened the power of that ancient god. Yo, let's go, dude. Let's go. What a chapter. What a chapter, man. Dude, Frankie flipping greatness, man. Yo. What a chapter, bro. That joke was so peak. That joke was so peak, dude. We got the punch, man. That to me is the most important thing. We got the punch. We got the punch. And then the words that follow, the thank you, Dad. Just these chapters back to back with the Kuma and Bonnie stuff, man. Generational material, bro. I love both these characters so much. One chapter that that is on my personal list of favorite chapters of the year that did not make it to the list or even honorable mentions is 1101. With the Bonnie Romance Dawn stuff. That to me was a magnificent chapter, without question, on my list of favorites. And that to me was like from 1101, or honestly from the entire flashback until now, but specifically from like 1101 till now, it truly has been just when I thought their interactions couldn't get any better, they're seeing them apart the way they were from then until now, and seeing what each of them had to go through together, by themselves, I should say. Everything Kuma had to go through, everything Bonnie had to go through, and for them to finally meet back up again. For them to have this moment together, for Kuma to finally be able to do this. It was just so beautiful. It was just so beautiful, man. So beautiful. Magnificent chapter. Magnificent chapter. So happy. So flippin' happy, bro. Goodness gracious, man. Let's go ahead and get into the supers. Man, so the Straw Hats, obviously we've got to get out of here. And the Iron Giant is still in the move. We haven't seen anything from that since it awakened again. Man, so much, dude. Let's go ahead and go back here. We're gonna start off with Moten Shot. Yo, shout out to the Sanji tards, man. Shout out to the Sanji and Frankie tards in this chapter. Y'all were eating good, dude. Man, as someone who loves both of those characters a lot, that meant the world to me. That meant the world to me to see them boys defending Kuma and Bonnie in that way against one of the world elders. It's like there was no second thoughts. I don't care who this person is. This giant spider is trying to take out some of my people. We're taking him out. We're hitting him. Shout out to my boys, man. Muten Shot number 5. Well, it comes in with the $5 and says, the battle between that person and that person, I would love for it to be Sengoku versus Mihawk. Could you, man, what in, yo, that'd be nuts. As a retaliation for the cross-guild bounties. Mihawk Showcase. So, that's actually interesting. I've never heard that. Sengoku versus Mihawk in retaliation for the cross-guild bounties. That's actually a really interesting motion shot. I would be down for, of course, I do think we're getting a Mihawk Showcase. But for it to be done against someone like Sengoku would be insane. That would actually be really, really cool. I like that idea. Because I've been wondering who would the Mihawk Showcase be against. We know it's coming. But who would that be against? Sengoku would be interesting. A divine departure level attack. Someone like Sengoku, that would be crazy. That would be super, super crazy. So many possibilities for the battle between that person and that person too, man. So many. Thank you, Molten Shot. I appreciate you. Anders Gonzalez comes to membership for 23 months and just does the shocked face. Appreciate you, Anders Gonzalez, man. Almost 2 years, dude. 2 years. Plutonian Moon, shout out to Pluto, comes in with a membership for 10 months. Says, do you think 2024 can be last year for One Piece? I do. And the main reason why I think it can is because we're going to have the climax of Egghead, post-Egghead, and in the beginning of Elbaf. And however much we get after that. And that's, we assume Elbaf is next. But if that truly is what we're going to get, I think post-Egghead is going to be the best post-arc we've ever had. So, the fact we're getting the climax chapters to Egghead, which is already when Oda always peaks, right? Is always at the end of his arcs. So, for us to get more peak at the end of Egghead, a post-Egghead greatness stretch, and then the beginning of Elbaf, I think there's a lot of potential there for this to surpass last year. As insane as last year was. I think it definitely has potential. Thank you, Pluto, dude. Praetorius comes in with a 10 and says, shout out to the most underrated part of this arc, watching Kuma's journey over a year of chapters and halfway around the world to get to this. Also, drop us your personal top 10 for last year, Coach. I got y'all. I think what my plan is to... let me see. I was going to say I might do it. We might do a separate video for that, Praetorius. We might do a separate video for that. Yeah. The main reason why I'm thinking about it is because there's still a few slots that I'm like, man, this is tough, This is tough. So we might do like a Recon's piece on it. Stay with me, Praetorius. I might just do it here. Stay with me, Praetorius. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'll let you know. We'll either do it here or we'll do it in like the afterthoughts or Recon's piece or something. But definitely, like you said, the most underrated part of the arc, watching Kuma's journey over a year's worth of chapters and halfway around the world to get to this. Like you said, seeing his journey from the moment that the final saga started, when we cut over to chapter 1058, and we saw Kuma with Dragon, we were wondering what that was going to lead to. I don't think any of us in a million years could have imagined that all of that Kuma stuff, we knew it was going to lead to something great. We knew it was going to lead him to eventually coming to Egghead. But I don't think any of us had like the wildest imaginations how much we were going to connect with this situation of when he actually would arrive. Because, man, what a powerful, powerful, powerful thing that was, bro. Extremely, extremely powerful, dude. Incredible stuff. Like you said, without question, one of the best parts about this arc. One of the best parts about this arc, for sure, is seeing that journey that Kuma took himself to get to Egghead. Kuma, man. Flipping Kuma, dude. Thank you, Praetorius. I truly, truly appreciate you for that. The Lonely Mage comes in with membership for 11 months and says the buildings of science falling on him is poetic. Yo, truly, I didn't even put that together. That's so true. Like, the buildings that were dedicated to science falling on him. Like, his own creations, literally. Coming back to bite him is just so poetic. I'm so curious now on what Oda's cooking with the regeneration stuff, especially now that Sanji has it as well. Because now I'm really starting to think of, because obviously there's certain things like Vegapunk talked about in this chapter, power of love, power of dreams, like brought up earlier on in the arc, where you can't really attach logic to those things. So because this is One Piece, I'm looking forward to seeing how Oda tackles those things. In particular, when it comes to when we go into the Void Century and we see the advanced civilization. I'm so curious on seeing if they had technology that also allowed them to regenerate like this as well. Because if they did, then when we get to that part of the flashback and we eventually switch over to Imu and the Gorosei, it's just going to lead me to believe that they're highly advanced themselves. Like, they've modified their own bodies. But at the same time, I don't know if Oda may be taking an approach where there is something that they can regenerate themselves based on a thing from the past that maybe overtook that ancient civilization, right? Because obviously they did. So they had something that was capable of doing that, of overthrowing that. So I'm curious. I'm so curious. That's one of the most interesting parts for me, is the technology versus the magic thing that we're going to be going for, the mystical element of it. Because obviously it's still One Piece and it's still very whimsical and with many of its different things. But in particular when it comes to that kind of stuff, because it could be so game-breaking, I want to know how Oda grounds it. How does he ground regeneration the same way he did with Sanji? So I'm curious. I'm really curious. Regardless, thank you, Lonely Mage. Absolutely. Extremely poetic. Extremely poetic. Akash Panda comes membership for 6 months and says, Emperor, Admiral, and Elder. Asked her if Imu appeared before him next chapter, Frankie would radical beam without hesitation. That brother, he has no fear. He has no fear. You're absolutely right. Emperor, Admiral, and then an Elder. Imu shows up, he's catching a radical beam on sight. Might even catch the Frankie boxing hands. On sight. Don't know if he would live, because Imu would probably arrow that man, but that brother has no fear. He has no fear at all. At all, man. Shout out to Frankie, dude. Seriously, man. What an awesome dude. Akash Panda comes in with a 2 and says, please wish him good luck with S2 from all of us. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Akash Panda. Like I said, I'm gonna put something together from the community, for sure. It's gonna be a short interaction, so I'm gonna make the most of it. It's just gonna be such a cool thing, man. Can't wait. But for sure, man. Like, I still can't believe the live action was a success. Like I know all of us were all extremely excited for it, and obviously we fell in love with the cast. But the way that everything came together, and the fact that I have people that I know that are now into One Piece thanks to the live action, is still like the coolest thing ever. It's so cool, dude. But thank you, Akash Panda, man. Definitely will make sure to do so. Recon comes to membership for 22 months as crew defending Kuma after a Sabaody-like punch the same way they did for Luffy. Yes. They weren't even surprised. They were like, yeah, man, Luffy punched the Little Dragon. We didn't care. We got taken out by an Admiral after that. Oh, well. We're still alive. We're still kicking. Right? Obviously, they still have PTSD from that, but the punching the Little Dragon thing, they're like, no, we'll take care of that. We'll take it to the point where they were like, yo, get off my boy. Get off my dog. Absolutely Recon, man. Great stuff. Membership for 22 months, man. Almost 2 years. Can't believe we've had memberships for that long. That's nuts. Thank you, Recon. Zach Omar comes to membership for 9 months and says, as a fellow Wanji stan, can we please appreciate the inversion of Sanji vs. Black Maria? Great point. Great point. Zach Omar says, as a fellow Wanji stan, can we please appreciate the inversion of Sanji vs. Black Maria in Sanji protecting a woman from a giant spider demon? So true. So true. The arc after, we invert the situation at hand. So true. It's like, yo, he knows that better than anyone. He went from a young spider demon thing to an old giant spider demon thing. And he's like, yo, get this piece of garbage out of here, man. Get him out of here, son. We love to see it, dude. We love to see it. That's so true, Zach Omar, though. So true. Just another one of those classic parallels we've been getting in this arc, right? We've gotten so many of them at this point. It just feels like Oda's just tossing them out there every week. Appreciate you, Zach Omar. Jonathan Tamal! Yo, did you finish the greatness, yo? Comes in with a 10 and says, yo, coach, it's good to be back for the One Piece greatness. Dude, it's been so long, right, man? It really has. One more update. I finished Final Fantasy VII. Let's go. There are not enough words in our language to describe how peak this game is. Cloud Strife changed me. Same. Yo, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Jonathan Tamal. On a serious note, that is so cool. That is so cool because for a video game that came out so long ago, to still continue to connect with people today, that is awesome. That's stuff that just, it transcends time itself. And for you to say Cloud changed you in particular, that truly did happen to me as well, man. He's the character arc that he goes on, and in particular the message that the Final Fantasy VII team had while creating and crafting his character is still one of the most powerful messages I've ever seen in a piece of media. It is extremely powerful stuff, man. And I'm glad that it impacted you, man. Great stuff. Absolutely legendary stuff. Now you're going to be ready for the rebirth, dude. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jonathan Tamal, man. It's been awesome catching the updates for the greatness, yo. So thank you for keeping me updated and for finishing the game, man. That's so cool. And they would love to you, dog. Thank you for that. Mike Skalski comes in with a 5 and says, do we need a Robin meme laughing at Buster calls since this is her third? Yo, Robin undefeated against Buster calls? Robin's gonna be like, yo, I've survived these for a minute now. I don't care. Excuse me. I don't give a flying flag, Nards. Yo, call another Buster call. I'm with the boys. Well, technically, we don't know where Robin is right now. But hopefully next time we do see her, she is doing Robin meme. Because then that would make me feel much safer about the whole Robin situation. Because I have no idea where she is right now. Absolutely, Mike. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. We definitely need a Robin meme laughing, though. She's undefeated against Buster calls. That's all I know. Our end, well, actually, she survived the first one, yes. Technically, it took an L. But she survived. Same thing with the second one. So she'll survive again. Our end comes in membership for 17 months. It says Kuma asked Death to hold until he could save his daughter. Such a beautiful thing, bro. As if he hadn't done so much already. He's an exemplary father and a man for all of us. For all of us, our end. For all of us. Kuma, to me, might be like the quintessential, like, when I look myself in the mirror, I want to be like that guy. In every sense of the word. In every sense of the word. You want to talk about somebody who's just a premier role model that we should all strive to be like. It's that brother right there. And the fact that he continued to do that even after all that had happened, even after he'd lost his consciousness, even after everything that happened and everything that he did, for him to come in and do this, that man is him, dude. He truly is an exemplary father and man for all of us, bro. 100% Arid, man. Membership for 17 months, brother. So long. I appreciate you, Arid, man. Thank you for that and the gifteds, man. I appreciate you. Kosh Panda comes in with a 5. It says, a dead Kuma travels across the world to protect his daughter. OP displays love so powerful that extraordinary doesn't cover it. That's why OP my goat. Same here, Akash Panda. You said it perfectly there. Like, you know, things that go beyond logic. Things that even that surprise two individuals that are so heavily intertwined with science, right? Because Saturn was really caught off guard by the situation at hand. And Vegapunk was also extremely caught off guard by the situation at hand. Both of them, as individuals high in their respective fields, right? And in the same field, in science. It takes a lot to surprise people like that. Especially a Garcia Saturn has been alive, I'm going to assume, for over 800 years. And a Vegapunk who's seen a lot, thought a lot, and done a lot. For the two of them to be presented with something that's truly illogical is incredible to me. It's so cool. To see their reactions to that situation in completely different ways as well. It's beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I mean, he just traveled across the world to protect his daughter, man. And if that's his last action, then what a thing. What a beautiful thing, man. Absolutely, Kosh Panda. Thank you for the 5, brother. Dak! Shout out to my boy Dak Saki. Comes with membership for 9 months. Says, Coach, hope you're doing well, brother. Like the stream. Absolutely, man. We're doing great, actually. I'm doing better than great, man. Better than great. On top of all the other craziness that's going on. Next week starts the month of... Actually, technically, it already started for me. I don't know if anyone in the chat plays Honkai Star Rail. But I got Kafka today. And, man, I was losing my mind, baby. I was going crazy. I was like, I was going nuts. And then in the same day that I get her, which is the character I wanted the most, Monogatari gets announced for a return for the first time in 6 years. You know how much I've missed that series, bro? I love that series. Never fired my being, man. And it got anime announcement 2024 coming in already over the moon. Next week, we got Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, going to be peak fiction. The week after that, we've got Persona 3 Reload. Actually, yeah, next week we got Tekken 8 as well. Week after that, Persona 3 Reload. Week after that, Trails, PS5 remasters. And then we got the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man. It's just going to be nothing but peak. Nothing but peak, dude. So we're doing great, Dak. We're doing great. Nothing but love to you, man. We need to connect soon, brother. Jonathan Tamal comes to membership for 9 months, and I got more. Woo! I've made my decision, and I decided to take my talents to your talents to FF16. Dude, FF16 is so good, man. Bro, all I want is more excuses to get back on FF16. And so I remember when the DLC dropped, I just roamed around. I took as long as possible to finish the DLC. I can't wait for the other DLC to drop later this year. I really can't wait. Really can't wait, man. It's gonna be good stuff. I'm so happy you're going through this journey, dude. Update me on Final Fantasy 16 as well, bro. Update me on that game, man, because that game is a lot of fun. A lot of greatness. So many great moments, and for different reasons. Different reasons than FF7. So, looking forward to seeing your thoughts on that, Jonathan Tamal. I truly appreciate you. Dak, I'm surprised you're doing so well after the Eagles game. So, I was not doing well after the Eagles game. I was really down, dude. Really down. But, like things always happen, I always know when equivalent exchange is coming. So when the Eagles lost, I was like, okay, something good's about to happen. I thought it was because now we're back in classes and doing all that stuff. I was like, okay, and it's been a great week in that regard, writing all that stuff. I was like, okay, maybe it was this. Maybe it's because we got back on Kingdom. I was like, okay, yeah, it's not so bad. What really made it for me was when we started reading this chapter, in the midst of all the craziness, in the midst of Monogatari coming back and Kafka and all that. I was like, all right. When we started the chapter and Kuma punches Garcia Saturn, I'm like, yo, this is why the Eagles lost. This is why the Eagles lost. This is why the Eagles lost, man. All right? This is why the Eagles lost. Subra, I need to show it to you, yo. I need to show it. Let me turn on my PlayStation. I gotta show you. Gotta show you the pull, Subra. Andrew Chung comes in with a 2 and says York equals Yoroku. Yoroku equals egg yolk for shadow trader in the egg. Hold on. York equals Yoroku equals... Oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. I didn't split it up. York equals Yoroku, which equals egg yolk. For shadow trader in the egg. So what you're trying to say, Andrew Chung, is that York's name was potentially Oda foreshadowing the traitor within the egg the entire time. Interesting. I know we talked about that whenever chapter 10, what was that, 1078 dropped? Which I know that comment was brought up at the time as well. But if that is true, then that's just Oda's play at words again. Subra, I'm going to send you a picture on Discord. Dude. Look at this Subra. Look at it. Dude, I took that picture. I was going nuts. I was like, whoa. I pulled her. Dude, where is Luffy? Thank you, Andrew Chung, by the way. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Andrew Chung. I think the most important thing of the day, now that I'm thinking about it, is where in the world is Luffy at? Because we got the hints in this chapter. They were trying to find him. They were trying to see where he was. Saturn was emphasizing on him here at the end of the chapter. What happens now with Luffy at the end of this arc? Do we see him just do the Nika pose as they escape out of Egghead Island? Or does Luffy come back and run the hands once more? I have no idea. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Will you do a reaction on the new episode of One Piece? I will. I apologize for not doing one last week. I did the Kingdom reaction instead of the One Piece episode reaction. That's right, Dak. It's okay to lose to the Buccaneers during the Kuma greatness. That's right. That's right. It's understandable. You know what I mean? It's understandable. It's understandable. Vortex! My guy. I know it's a wild theory, but what if the Blackbeard pirates kidnapped Luffy? He was already weak, and on top of that, they could have put sea stone cuffs. That was the last thing I was expecting y'all to hear when we started talking about this. The Blackbeard pirates kidnapping Luffy is actually nuts. That would change the rest of the story. If the Blackbeard pirates kidnap Luffy, that's it. That's it. Like the entire trajectory of the story from this point on is changing. Excuse me. Interesting. So then Vortex comes after and says Oda always put emphasis on the ifs the Straw Hats make it out of Egghead in One Piece, in that when the One Piece Day note. So, man, that would be nuts. That's a really cool idea, honestly. It's like because I really want to go to Egghead, or I'm sorry, to Elbaf, but if we take a detour, oh Oh, bro, if Luffy gets kidnapped, we know who else is kidnapped too, bro. It's Garp and it's Pudding, and we know who's coming for Pudding, bro. If that would lead to Luffy and Katakuri boxing at all, they're together back to back boxing the Blackbeard Pirates. Inject it. I want Luffy to be captured just to see Katakuri and Luffy throwing hands together, going in there like swimwear, man. I would be so hyped to see Garp, Luffy, and Katakuri fighting together. That would be so peak, man. But technically, Garp would be, man. How would that go? Right, yeah. Garp's appearance did happen before I get technically King Hobojo. We'd have to see. Michael Mickles! Membership for 24 months! 2 years, Michael Mickles. 2 flipping years, man. What a crazy time. So we got memberships in January of 2 years ago. That was right around the time that we started streaming, right? Like, because I remember we started doing the streams. We transitioned from the stuff, from the pre-recorded reactions to live reactions with chapter 1041, that was so crazy to start on that chapter, and then we got like the greatest stretch of chapters ever right after that. Yeah, so it really was January of that year. That's crazy. New Year's blessings to the King Recon community. If you're drawing inspiration from Oda writing your book, then we must have a bestseller on the way. Oda's cooking, and so is the #1 reactor. I appreciate Michael Mickles, man. Thank you. You already know. Oda was my inspiration for even starting in the first place. So shout out to my guy, man. Oda, I feel like not necessarily an underrated part of Oda's writing, but definitely one of the parts that I value the most is when he's able to do stuff like we see within Kuma's flashback, where he's able to turn like certain things that are well known and Odify them. I find that to be so cool. That's something that obviously the very best of the best do, no matter who they are. They take inspiration, make it their own thing. But it's just the way that this series does it is always so cool, and always blows my mind whenever it does it. That's definitely something that I'm always on the lookout for, because it's so cool. So Jonathan Tamal comes in and says, but thank you, Michael Mickles, man. Trust me, I could not be more grateful to the fact that you have been a member for 2 years. That is nuts. That is nuts, man. I appreciate you, brother. Jonathan Tamal says, I just beat the 3rd icon boss in FF16. Won't say anything for the spoilers, so I'm like halfway through the game. Entire experience has been so peak so far, dude. No, greatness. Absolute greatness, yo. Keep enjoying the awesome sauce. Also, Liverpool at 1. Dude, Vortex, I thought I would be angrier with our with the way we're playing. I actually have not been mad. In the past, like, couple of games, I've actually, it's still been nowhere near where I want the team to be. But I'll tell you, bro, that it's great when we have that front three of Hoyland, Rashford, and Garnacho, specifically Garnacho on the right. There's a lot of potential there, man. Like, I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on, we're cooking something here, right? Like, ever since we first went with that lineup, from that moment until now, I mean, of course, every game is a sweat fest, but I haven't come out of it as hopeless as I was like before that, where I was like, no, this is just chalk it, just chalk everything. Now, I'm cool. I'm seeing a lot of potential, and they're all still young, right? So I'm like, let them continue to cook. Let them continue to cook. I don't want them to sack Tin Hog personally. I just want us to get like something going here that is his. And so once we get that ball rolling, we'll be up in like swimwear. Because we have so many pieces, and plus we have like 15 injuries. Like Lisandro just came back just recently. Casemiro's about to come back. So once we start putting those pieces into play, we should be all right. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing from like Kobe Mainu, for example. There's a lot of positives. A lot of negatives. More negatives than anything. But there's a lot more positives that I'm taking out. So shout out to your Liverpool at 1. I'm happy with our team too. I'm happy with our team too. Let me see. Yo, Josh, that chapter was amazing, man. Amazing chapter. I wouldn't mind Dragon doing it either, but he has to get off the couch first. That's true. That is so true. Please read Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, and please watch Dangers of My Heart. Dangers of My Heart, my cousin's been recommending that a lot. Definitely gotta watch that. The other one, you told me to watch the other one, right? Kosh Panda? I think I have it in my list. Actually. You thought you lost your mod powers. Yeah, Praetor. That's the Anken was the first time since Punk Casual that we really didn't know where we were going. Which is super cool. Oh, DJ. That's interesting. DJ saying that Luffy could potentially be looking for the ancient robot. And next time we see Luffy, we see him in the Iron Giant. I'd be down for that. I would definitely be down for that. Waiting on a miracle? For sure, King Hobo Joe. For sure. Subra! Welcome to the Kingdom of Santa Hats, brother. I appreciate you. Welcome back, welcome back. Luffy with Rio's too strong to be captured. See the prison arc in Wano, but I'd have said the same thing about Garp, but who knows? True, good point, Praetors. But, like what was brought up earlier, Vortex said it would be with Sea Stone Prism handcuffs, so. Coach, what do you think about Vegapunk was alluding to? But the Buccaneers doing this chapter. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. I was so caught up in the hype that they. What was it again? Well, laptop's already over there. I had to put it into charge. Let me go to TCB real quick. What was the wording that they used there? Yo, he really sent Saturn flying, bro. That junk was so peak, bro. Where is it at? Buccaneer. The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strange bodies. After all, your people once. It's like, I don't even know what to make of that. The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies, after all. Your people once... ... I don't know, man. I don't know. Yo, this Kizaru panel right after now, I'm looking at this like out of... Is that Boo? Is that Super Boo versus Gotenks? First it was Rock Lee versus Gaara. Now we have Super Boo versus Gotenks? Yo, TCB, what is going on? Super Boo absorbing Piccolo? This is nuts. Look at Goku. I can't get distracted. I can't get distracted. But yeah, no, I have no idea what the thing. Maybe he was going to finish the sentence with "Your people once beat the Philadelphia Eagles on their road to another Super Bowl," or your people once had Baker Mayfield the quarterback, and that brother was cooking because he cooked us. He most certainly cooked us. But on a serious note, I honestly don't know, yo. this is going to be something I think we might get an answer to in Elbaf. Honestly, because I think when we go to Elbaf, we're going to find out more about the Buccaneers alongside the other giants that roam the earth, but specifically the Buccaneers because of their connection to the Sun God, and if Nika really was a Buccaneer, then we're going to find out more there. That's my assumption. So I think that might be where we get our answer there. Oh yeah, I still work on the Q&A video that you mentioned a while back. Yes, Sobershot, I am. My plan is, because I'm going to, from the moment that Yakuza 8 comes out until Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out, I'm going to be, a lot of my personal time that I would use to either experience greatness or record videos is going to be going to playing, experiencing Peak. My plan is that I'm going to put out the Q&A, because the thing is, there's a few questions in the Q&A that are probably going to end up taking up their own videos, just because there's no way I can answer those questions in like less than 5 minutes. So my plan is, I think I'm gonna split the Q&A video up into multiple different segments, because the questions I got this time in the Q&A video were nuts. They were nuts. There's some questions where I'm still like, I'll be working, and I'll remember a question, I'll be like, I really have to answer that. Like, I think it's gonna be nuts. So yeah, trust me, we're still working on the Q&A. We're still working on the thing, and it will be coming out soon. That for the people who for the Kingdom Greatness, we'll definitely be back with Kingdom as well in the coming week. And then as soon as possible, I want to get back on Chihaya Fudu as well. Now that we're back with Kingdom, but we're just trying to get about it slowly but surely with all the greatness. Luffy riding the robot and them both doing the Nika dance would be peak. Yeah, that would be peak Wisdom. Absolutely peak. Oh no, Praetorus, that's my fault. No, I got some supers right here. That's my fault. You said I put a Christmas one in for the Q&A when I was at the end of January. That's on me, bro. I was supposed to record this before I was going to leave on the vacation. And then I got sick. And then whenever I came back, I had some other videos I wanted to do and just didn't have the opportunity to record them. But we'll be doing them for sure. I'm looking forward to recording that Q&A, man. I really am. It's going to be really toxic, but I'm looking forward to recording that Q&A. Our end comes in with a 2,500 CRC. Caribou had a change of heart when he heard Luffy's dream. When Luffy appears, he will do the most Nika thing ever, and Kuma deserves to see that. Yes. Please let him be conscious until he sees that, and then allow his and Bonnie's final moments to be that, right? To look up and see whatever it is that's going to happen there between those two. In that moment, where whatever Luffy ends up doing, I just want him in Gear 5 to be doing something, like you said, the most the most unimaginable, inexplainable new era thing that we could possibly think of. Because if Luffy embodies the next generation, the new era, we would have to see him do something similar to the Celestial Dragon Punch that would make Kuma feel at ease as his consciousness officially drifts away. Of like, yes, I can leave this in that brother's hands. So whatever happens there is going to have that with the foundation, right? On it. So I'm right there with you, our end. When Luffy appears, he's going to do something where it's going to be so powerful that Kuma deserves to see that. Whatever it ends up being. Whether it be pops up with the Iron Giant, pops up and punches Saturn or Kizaru, or leads them to safety, whatever he ends up doing, even just doing the pose. I really want to see their reaction to that, our end. Really, really want to see the reaction to that. Bonnie and Kuma's in particular. because that is the person whom both of them have been looking for. And for Luffy to come in and save them would be so cool. I mean, he already had his crewmates come in and save him. So, man, greatness incoming. But yeah, like you said with Caribou, I'm very, very interested on Oda's plan with Caribou as we continue the final saga, considering he is one of the special individuals. Super goes to membership for 16 months. Says, watched a Myriad Celestia trailer for the new HSR update 2.0 Pentagon. I think I watched that trailer. One of my boys sent me a trailer for. Actually, no, it wasn't a trailer. It was like a part of a stream. No, I don't think I've watched a trailer. I watched like a piece of an update or a little stream. That showed like what characters were coming. So I don't think I saw a trailer. Send me that trailer, Subra. Send me that trailer. Thank you, King, for all the peak. Waiting for you to watch RRR. Dude, I'm so excited to watch it. There's so many people that I'll listen to talk about RRR, and it gets me excited to watch it. I'm looking forward to it. And the other day, right before I went to sleep, whenever I put on Netflix, I saw it in the thing. I was like, oh, wow, they have RRR. And so I'm looking forward to watching that. I didn't even know they had it. But man, 16 months, super dude. I appreciate you for sticking it out here with me for 16 months, man. It's been a journey. Lazy Mofo says Nico was a Buccaneer. He was on the team that beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl back in 2002. He was there with Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp and the boys on the all-time great defense. That was an all-time great defense right there, bro. They had a great team just in general. They had Keyshawn at wide receiver. I think they had Cadillac Williams, right, at running back. They had a good team. They had a really, really good team that year. Michael Mickles comes in with a 5 and says, I think that Blackbeard is a Buccaneer. I'm leaning towards that as well. I really am, Michael. The official for 1103 clarified that Garcia isn't Bonnie's father. Yes, I forgot to talk about that, dude. Yes, could she be Shanks' half-sister? So, I'm going to split this in different parts. So, Blackbeard being a Buccaneer, I'm starting to lean towards that as well. I really am. Mainly due to the special body and how it's sort of similarly shaped to Kuma's. That might also have to do with how he was able to eat multiple fruits. But I also am starting to become of the same mindset. And I think we might get that reveal around Elbaf, that Blackbeard is a Buccaneer. Maybe it might even be an Around the World chapter that we have during Egghead. Middle of the arc, we get that reveal, we cut over to Blackbeard, where Blackbeard reveals it himself, whatever the case may be. Or they reveal that only certain characters of the Buccaneers are left, or whatever it is, and it'll show like Blackbeard or something, right? As an individual who was destined for greatness and took a different path, or whatever the case may be. I'm so curious. If he truly is a Buccaneer, I'm excited to see how that would actually like take place in the story. A lot of potential. Now, for the official clarifying that Garcia isn't Bonnie's father. When I read that, I was like, thank God. Thank God, alright? Because screw that old spider. But then I hated him less. After that. But I was like, I still screw that Flagnard. But now I'm really curious, because like you said, it still could be Garling. It has to be someone of the same status, right? It can't be just a regular Celestial Dragon. It's got to be someone within that stratosphere of either being a member of the Gorosei or being one of the Holy Knights. So I could see it being either or, but if she is Shanks' half-sister, that is going to, at some point in time in the story, play some type of role. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to that. That's insane. Garling. If that's true, I'm never calling myself Figureland Recon ever again. I already don't do that after the God Valley flashback. But but if that were really true, yeah, that would never happen. It would be like whenever Jay disowned the Garcia name. We ain't doing that no more. But thank you, Michael Mickles, man. Great points. Great points. Andrew Trunk comes in with a 2. Have you seen Shangri-La Frontier? I'm not caught up to it. I'm currently trying to catch up to it, but I did start watching it after the Trails reference that they put into the anime, and so I need to catch up to it. Yo, Suba, read the greatness, man. Read the greatness. Oh, it just released 30 minutes ago. Okay, gotcha. Got a new Steam Deck for Christmas? You gotta tell me, bro. My brother got a new Steam Deck as well, man. We've been going ham on that. Vortex. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I always recommend for everyone. Now, even though it's not verified on there, the first game at least, and the first 2 games actually, because I tested them all. They're not Steam Deck verified, but if you can find a way to get Trails in the Sky to work, dude, I recommend Trails over everything, right? I recommend Trails in the Sky going through the entire series. If you want a look into the greatness, if you can get Trails in the Sky FC and SC to work, because Trails in the Sky the Third is verified from Sky the Third, I think until Cold Steel 3, all of those games are verified. I think, or at the very least playable. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Cold Steel 4 is playable. Reverie is verified. So most of those are verified on Steam Deck. I'll always recommend that. Recommend the Yakuza games as well. I think all of them should be playable on the Steam Deck. Though that's a fantastic franchise, so I'll always recommend that if you want to start with Yakuza 0. Great starting point there. I would also recommend any of the Final Fantasies Vortex if you have not gotten into those. They're all on there, and they all work really well. At least the ones that I've checked out. The only one that does not work well, which is a personal favorite of mine, is Final Fantasy 13-2, and that bummed me because I really love 13-2, but that one's not playable. And you can kind of tell why it's not playable, just based on the things that are around it. Like it's those cutscenes. I love that game with Fire My Being, but those cutscenes are crazy. They're crazy. So a lot of those games are on there as well. So I feel like you want to check those out. The one I would recommend to start with, if you have not played it yet, would be the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is verified on the Steam Deck. Definitely check that out. And then for like recent releases, I've heard that Baldur's Gate 3 has a really good Steam. I haven't played it myself, but I heard that its Steam Deck companion is just phenomenal. That when I do get that game, I'm getting it for the Steam Deck because I heard that it's just a phenomenal Steam Deck experience. And then if you have not played the Spider-Man games, those are also on there as well. There's just so many. I'm still new to the Steam thing as well in regards to I mainly play my games on the PlayStation or on Nintendo or Xbox, whatever. My brother's the one that plays all the Steam stuff, but I know that there's a lot of my favorites are also on there as well. So that'll be my recommendations for you, Vortex. You can play any of those. What if it's Caribou who took Luffy to somewhere or to some other place? That's interesting, hello, bro. That's interesting. If it's Caribou that got him to safety, and it's also Caribou who fed him the food,
I would wonder why he would do that. Would it be in his own motivations or under the orders of the person who told him to go find out information about the ancient weapons? Because that could actually go really deep if Caribou is the one who took Luffy somewhere. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. That's a good point, Praetoris, about Kuma potentially also having the multiple personalities. That could have been what got him moving past death. Oh, with John Bart? That's interesting, Winston. Blackbeard's being a part of the race that our followers of Nika and Luffy would be wild. Yeah, facts, Vortex. Oh, Bonnie becomes a huge part of the series, whether it's that as a Straw Hat or an ally like Yamato. I feel like we've spent so much time with Bonnie that it would suck if she occasionally appears. I really want Bonnie to become a major essential point, and that's just me talking personally as a fan. I want Bonnie to become a major central focal point of the series. Excuse me, from this point forward, especially after 1101. Whether it's as a member of the Revolutionary Army, a member of the Straw Grand Fleet, a Straw Hat herself, whatever it is, her importance has been showcased for the story itself, and my connection to that character is extremely high. I really hope that we continue to see that character heading into the end of the story here. As we're getting all of the characters that we all know and love here in the final saga, but I hope that she's one of them for sure, that we see more often than not. Oh, our end comes in the CRC 1000. Coach, do you play FF14? If not, that story is peak. So, that is before I played Persona 4 Golden last year. Because that was the most recommended game. And I loved it so much. This one is right next to it, if not more now. I have been recommended Final Fantasy XIV more than almost any other game. I can't wait to dive into it. I have not had the opportunity I played a little bit of it a long time ago, but I've never sat down and put the hours in, right? So when the time comes, because I will play it, I am going to play it. When the time comes, trust me, I will be letting y'all know. There's that game has been recommended to me so much by people who know my tastes. And what really broke the straw on the camel's back was when I was talking to my boy AJ, aka Alexander. Shout out to my boy. He just recently got through the roof piece in Sanji and Black Maria sections in Onigashima. When we were talking about our favorite games, off stream, he was telling me how that game is really, really special to him. And he was talking about all the other games that were in the spectrum. And I was like, I love that game. I love that game. I love that game. And you're telling me this one's in the center, the core that this is revolving around? I gotta try out Final Fantasy XIV. I gotta play it. And then the real thing that pushed me over our end was when I heard that Naoki Yoshida, producer of FF14 and Final Fantasy XVI, is a massive One Piece tart. That's when I was like, no, we're playing FF14. we're playing FF14. We're playing FF14, dude. Yo, Subra, man. Peak chapter, dude. Peak chapter. Peak chapter. DJ brings up a really interesting point. A really interesting question that I've been thinking about myself after the anime. DJ says, what do you think is Emu's race? Like, what species is Emu? I think we can agree that there's different races in the Void Century. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm curious if... my assumption is that Emu is human, right? My assumption is that Emu is human. But I'm never going to rule out the possibility that Emu is something we either don't know of, or like a special variation of something that we have heard of. I'm not going to throw it out, especially if Emu's always awakened and because of that, it's also very cartoony, kind of like Luffy, except in the complete opposite direction. Like we talked about when Chapter 1085 came out. I don't know though, DJ. I'm curious on what it could be, because he's been in the silhouette for so long that it kind of makes me feel like that the silhouette itself, the form itself, like you said, could even indicate like what race Emu is, what special thing he's a part of, right? Super Brother Tran says, is the Trail series chronological? Is there a specific order to play them? Yes, so they're chronological from release order. So like Trails in the Sky FC, SC, and the third is the first arc. Then you transition into arc 2, into the second arc, which is direct continuation. They're all direct continuations of each other. It's like basically like reading a manga or watching an anime. It all goes one after the other. Just different arcs. It's like the first arc, the Sky arc, referred to as the Liberal arc, Sky FC, SC the third. Then you go into Crossbell, which is Zero and Azure, Owl. Then you go into Cold Steel, from Cold Steel 1 to Cold Steel 4. Then there's the Bridge game, which is Reverie. Then from Reverie, you have the Kuro stuff, which is currently being translated and localized into Trails Through Daybreak. So they're all in release order, chronological order as well. So that is the order to play them in. Super Alatrion. My entire playlist is going to be FF7R songs. That's going to be me, bro. Yo, Gold Slash. Happy to see you, brother. I'm hoping Dragon still pulls up and flexes on the world government. That would be so cool, especially after the way this chapter ended with the villains on top. I'd be down for that. I still want a Dragon and Luffy moment happening. I really do. Caribou being a straw before Jimmy is hilarious. I know it's not a console game or big game, but did you ever play Club Penguin? Stop playing. Club Penguin back in the day? Maybe not. I was really young then. It was such a cool game, dude. Vortex. I used to play Club Penguin. I had Club Penguin on one tab, and I don't know if you've ever heard of the game called Naruto Arena. It was like a strategy game for Naruto on the computer. I used to have both tabs open, playing those while I would watch anime back in the day. Like when I was first really, really getting into anime. Shout out to Club Penguin, man. That was a time. That was a time. I have a lot of fond memories of that game. I still remember some of the songs, some of the mini games. I put a lot of hours into that game, bro. I even had the DS game. Was it a DS game? What? I know it was a mobile game. I just don't remember if it was Game Boy or DS. Club Penguin was the coolest club, bro. Can you read the Jujutsu chapter? Yeah, I'm going to, bro. I can't wait. I cannot wait to read that. Yes, Winston. So Winston says, this year I think we'll get the God Knight's name revealed. Yes, I do. I do think we're at the very least going to get more of them. I don't know if all of them, because I think Oda's going to pace out the reveals. But I think we'll get some of their names, for sure. For sure. Oh, Don Quixote Holy Knight would be cool for Taurus. I'm down for that. What do you think about Rockstar from the Red Haired Pirates or from Shanks' crew? Do you think he has some connection to Rocks? I don't think he has a connection to Rocks. But if Oda wants to make the connection from Rockstar to Rocks, that would be pretty cool. That would actually be really cool. But I don't think there's a connection there. Great point, Praetorius. I'm going to assume that it might be a kingdom that no longer exists, similar to like a Lelousa situation. Maybe it could be something simple as the Nerona Kingdom, right? But if it is the Muggy Kingdom and the Meowth connection is true, that'd be cool. That would be super cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be super cool. Ever play Maple Story? I only played a little bit of it myself, but I had a one of my best friends back in high school played that game every day, dude. Every day, son. I remember I would go over to his house and I'd be like, yo, man, you trying to play some Call of Duty? And my dog was like, yo, I'm playing Maple Story every day. Every day. And I respected it, man, because it looked so cool. But I never really got into it myself. I played it, but I never got into it as hard as I did like a RuneScape or something. Yo, Coach Okada will be a free agent. Anywhere he goes, we'll get a main event talent anywhere, bro. He's going to make it rain wherever he goes. I'm looking forward to seeing where he chooses. If he shows up at the Rumble, that would be the craziest moment in wrestling history. That would be nuts. Okada, CM Punk, Cody in the ring together. I'd be losing my mind. AJ Styles. Well, no, AJ is in the main event later on the night, but that would be awesome. I think some of the first 20 names will still be revealed through the names of the Holy Knights. I do too, Silvershot. I think that we're going to find out most of the kingdoms through the respective holy names, for sure. For sure. I would actually want another page, like what Oda dedicated in 1086 to the Gorosei, except for the Holy Knights. And then rather than in the Oda box where we got like the God Hand of this, the God Hand of that, we would instead get from House Blank. Like, for Emu, for example, the Nerona Dynasty, or stuff of that nature. And whatever other characters we would have. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this season, Coach? I'm going to go out on a limb with this. But I really like what I'm seeing from them. I think this might be their year. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. I think this is their Cinderella year. I really do. I think this is their Cinderella year. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. I'm going with Lions-Ravens in the Super Bowl. Lions win 24-20. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Subra comes in with a 100 and says, next chapter, Kuma and Bonnie will see Nika coming from the sky with a Bajrang gun. Kuma and... Oh, bro, if that brother comes down from the sky with a Bajrang gun, just straight up... Oh, I think that would be one of those hype moments in the entirety of history, bro. The entirety of history. I'd be so hyped. So hyped. So hyped, man. We need that. We need the pose, the full-blown Nika pose, coming down. Let's go. Kizaru and Frank, bro. Frankie cooked, man. Frankie cooked. Great stuff for Kizaru as well. Let me see. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm in the line. Listen. I like what I saw from the Texans as well. I just don't think they have enough experience. Same thing with the Lions, too, but... Oh, thank you. I'll definitely make sure to watch this. I'll definitely make sure to watch this. Thank you, Subra. That's so cool, dude. I just recently got into Hawkeye Star Rail, and I didn't know that they went all out like this. In a 1v1, always bet on not Jared Goff. Listen, man. Bro, them boys have been cooking, lazy mofos. Cooking, man. Yo, I'm gonna give him a buck, bro. I honestly do think because there's a lot of teams that I think have a good chance, right? And a lot of teams that are hot. Like, there are certain teams that are really, really hot right now. But I think the one that is the hottest is the Detroit Lions. I really do. I really, really do. I think they're all Celestial Dragons. Hello, bro. I do. I think they're all Celestial Dragons, and I think that that like what was brought up earlier, with like maybe one being a Don Quixote, and another one being one of the ancient a member of the 20 Kingdoms, that we're going to see them revealed through those characters. So if that's the case, they have to be Celestial Dragons. And I think all of them are. I think every single one of them are. Oh, yeah, no. The 49ers are the favorites. Absolutely. Absolutely. 49ers definitely favorites. I'm just picking the Lions. But the 49ers definitely have the best chance. They have the best team. They've had the best team all year, besides that one stretch when Deebo Samuel went down and McCaffrey. But besides that, they've had the best team the entire year, and I would not be surprised if they won it all. This might be their year, honestly. This might be their year, and I like both of yours, King Hobo Joe, with 49ers Ravens, 49ers Bills. That definitely seems very likely. I'm just putting my stocks in the Lions. I'm just putting my stocks in them. Yeah, like you said, Irma Holmes could use Spellbinding Circle to get him in another Super Bowl, because they somehow always get out. Dude, negative 30-degree weather, bro. Negative 30-degree weather. Poor Dolphins. Poor Dolphins. Oh, the One Piece anime is going on break after 1092? What episode are we on right now? 1090, right? So this next episode is 1091. So they're going on break after 1092. 1092 is going to... And so, hold on. 1089 was the first Egghead episode. 1090 is the one I haven't watched yet, which I'm going to assume goes up through 1061. Then the one I'm about to watch, 1091, tomorrow, or... No, it's Thursday still. Saturday is 1062, and then 1063. So, oh my god, they're gonna go on break after the Law Blackbeard cliffhanger. I feel sorry for anime onlys. I feel sorry for anime onlys, man. I feel so sorry for the anime onlys. Invest in kid stocks too, but you didn't hear from me. I'll tell you what, Praetorius, I am actually investing in kid stocks this year. I am. I think he's going to have a great LBAF arc, because I do think he's going to be a major part of the LBAF arc. So I'm putting my... I'm actually... Now that everybody's here, and since we're all sports fans, I want to give y'all the stocks that I'm putting most into. Like if we're doing like a fantasy draft, these are the individuals I think are going to have the strongest year, right? So going down from 1 to like 5 or something. These are the characters I think are going to shine really, really hard this year, that I'm putting my stocks into them having prevalence in the story and getting really, really good moments. Number 1 is obvious. I think Luffy is going to have a phenomenal 2024 as a character and in perception around the entire world and the planet, but that's an obvious pick. Right after Luffy, the other Straw Hat I think is going to have a really, really strong 2024 in terms of importance to the story is going to be Robin. I think Robin is going to have excellent moments coming in at the end of Egghead, in post Egghead, and then in Elbaf as well. So I'm going to be putting all of my stocks into Robin having a great year as a character. Obviously, the Saul connection is going to be coming in too. It is going to be absolutely insane. for the Robin greatness heading into Elbaf. And then right next to that, I am putting my stocks. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but put your stocks on Usopp and Elbaf, because that boy is going to cook. I cannot wait for the Usopp greatness in Elbaf. I just don't think it's going to be an end of Egghead / post Egghead, which is why I'm like not putting all my stocks in there. But I do believe when we get into 2025 and we get deep into Elbaf, put those Usopp stocks in, because he is going to cook 110% within that section of the story. So can't wait for the Usopp greatness there. Now, when we go to characters that are non-Straw Hats, I'm going to be putting my stocks into a character that we barely know anything of. But I think he's going to have, even if he's a villain, even if he's a vile, disgusting creature, I think he's going to be a character that all of us are going to end up appreciating for how well written he is, from whatever standpoint that is, and that is Loki. I am putting my stocks into Loki having a fantastic year. I think he's going to have a very, very strong character introduction this year. I do. I think Loki, and especially if Thor gets involved into this, is going to be one of those characters where whether Loki is with the Straw Hats or against the Straw Hats, I'm going to assume it's against the Straw Hats, his presence in the arc is going to be one of the foundations of Elbaf. And because of that, I do think Loki is going to be a central, important figure throughout the second half of 2024. So I'm going to be putting my stocks into the Loki greatness. We're going to be getting Charlotte's fiance. Charlotte's fiance is crazy. Lola's fiance is insane. It's true. It's true, though. It's true. So yeah, Loki definitely is going to be like Lazy Muffle says on the Dofi Chaos. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I really can't wait for that. So I'm putting my stocks in Loki for sure. Looking forward to him having a great year. Another character I think is going to have a fantastic year is going to be our girl Vivi. I'm putting my stocks. This is our year. Vivi greatness incoming in end of Egghead and post Egghead. I don't know if we'll be seeing her within Elbaf with the rest of the Straw Hats, but I do think she's going to be a central, important figure at the end of Egghead. And especially, I think, I'm going to put this out there right here, right now. As you know, like in the parlays, whenever they do like their fantasy parlays, they'll be like, LeBron's going to score 30 tonight, and that's like their over-under. My over-under for the year on who's going to have the best post-Egghead stretch is going to be Nefertari Vivi. Emu wants her. She's on a mission at this point in time to expose all of this. Oh, man. Listen, man. Vivi is going to cook. Vivi is going to cook at the highest level in those post-Egghead chapters. I can't wait to see how that dynamic goes between those two characters, even if they don't interact. Even if Emu and Vivi do not interact within that stretch of chapters, just them being on opposite sides of one attempting to go after Vivi and Vivi attempting to expose Emu, we're going to get some greatness with Vivi. I see it. I see the vision. Putting my stocks in Vivi 150%. Then, the character that it's tough to always put your stocks into this character because you never know with this character. But if it's not this year, it's never going to be the year. Because 2024 is the year of the what, ladies and gentlemen? 2024 is the year of the dragon. And if it's the year of the dragon, putting my stocks in dragon. I am putting my stocks on Monkey D. Dragon. Well, Vortex, you gotta wait until you gotta let me get to it, bro. You gotta let me get to the greatness. You gotta let me get to the dragon greatness, bro. I'm going through the characters. I gotta go through the Straw Hats first. I gotta go through the Straw Hats first. I gotta go through them first, right? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, man. Dragon this year is going to cook. I feel it. I sense it. My scanners sense it. He's going to have a great year as a character, and he's going to have a great year in terms of actual prevalence within the story. He had a great year last year in terms of overall panel time, overall screen time, stuff of that nature. He just didn't do anything. But I feel like his presence this year is going to be felt strongly. Strongly, man. And so I'm very excited for Dragon greatness this year. We talked about Kid earlier, but I think the Kid greatness is going to come in 2025. The deeper we get into Elbaf, the more greatness he's going to have. So I'm going to save my Kid stocks for 2025, similar to the Usopp situation. And honestly, as similar to a few other characters I have in mind who I think are going to have strong 2025s. But staying just with this year, another character I think is going to have a very strong year, especially if we go from end of Egghead into post Egghead, is going to be Borsalino. I think out of all the admirals, Kuzan had the best year out of all the entire admiral squad, like between Akainu, former Admiral Kuzan, Kizaru, Fujitora, and Green Bull. Kuzan had the best last year by far. Anybody who put their stocks in the Kuzan last year was eating. I think this year is going to be Borsalino as a character. Based on the way this chapter ended, and based on where I think we're going after this arc, and what Kizaru is going to have to do, everything's in his hands. Everything's in his hands. Whatever happens at the end of Egghead Island is going to be at the mercy of Borsalino, at the mercy of Kizaru. And I would argue the same thing with post Egghead. The way that this story goes from here on out is based on the decision making of Kizaru. And so I think he's going to have a very, very strong beginning of 2023. Probably won't have that much prominence in the second half of 2023. But definitely at the beginning of 2023, from here until June, I think Kizaru is going to be one of the most important characters easy. And he's going to have a very strong showing as a character and in terms of what he can actually do. Very excited to see his prominence within the story from this point forward. Another character that I think is going to have a very strong year as a leader, as a character, and their presence in the world is undoubtedly Blackbeard. No question. I think Blackbeard, another parlay, over-under, dun dun dun. If we're doing an over-under of characters who are going to have W's under their belt at the end of this year, Blackbeard has to be at the top of the list. Blackbeard is going to have Garp in his vicinity, waiting and ready, potentially York in his vicinity, ready for an exchange. Then whatever Lafitte and Co are up to within Egghead Island to add another W within the same time period. And then you have Blackbeard himself making a move towards the One Piece, in which he might come across a character like a Shanks, which, if that were to happen this year, that would be so peak. So peak. And I would be so down for that. I'd be so torn. Like I always have been with Shanks versus Blackbeard, because I'm such a massive tar to both characters. And it's like, man, like that, I'd be... just thinking about it, I'm torn. I love them both so much. But I do think Blackbeard, out of all of the Emperors, Buggy included, because Luffy's gonna have a strong year. Shanks could have either a quiet year or a peak year. I just don't know if I want to put stocks into it, because I think Shanks might have a better 2025 than 2024, personally. I think Shanks will have a better 2025. But I think this year could be the year of Blackbeard. But it also could be the year of Buggy. I'm just going to go with Blackbeard. Because in terms of the leaders, right? In terms of the captains and stuff of that nature, I do think Blackbeard, the W's that his crew is going to bring in, is going to be insane. It's going to be really, really insane and really cool. So Blackbeard's going to have a strong year. Really can't wait to see what he's going to be up to as a character, what he's plotting, what he's planning. All these things are just going to come to a head very soon, and he's going to have the whole world at his grasp. He's going to have the individuals who are attempting to come for Garp, in Sword and or the Straw Hats and or the Marines. If he gets York, they're going to be coming after him as well. And then, of course, the character that I talked about earlier, I'm putting my stocks into, that boy Katakuri is going to cook. Because he's not living pudding alone. So Katakuri, in the year 2024, the year of the dragon, is going to pull up on Blackbeard this year. I'm calling it right now. I don't care if he pulls up with Smoothie. I don't care if he pulls up with Oven. I don't care if he pulls up with no one. He's pulling up and he's retrieving pudding from Blackbeard. Whether it's alone, whether it's he magically teams up with Shanks and they both meet up at the same time, Film Red style, or Luffy gets captured, like we talked about earlier, we have a Luffy Katakuri team up. Katakuri is cooking in the year 2024. There is no doubt in my mind. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. And if it doesn't happen this year, it's happening next year. No doubt in my mind. Katakuri is cooking this year. And finally, there's so many characters I want to put my stocks into. So many characters. So many characters. Big News Morgans is another one I think is going to have a great year, obviously because of the BV stuff. Wapol, all these characters are going to have great character years. But on the villain side of things, I think there is no character, and I mean this wholeheartedly. There's going to be a stretch. We're going to see a messy 2012. We're going to get the Ronaldo Real Madrid stretch. We're going to get the 1999 United treble. We're going to get Jordan from 88 until 1998. We're going to get the Kobe and Shaq prime years from one dude. The one individual that for a stretch of chapters is going to have the best year in 2024. As a character, in prominence, in showcasing their abilities, and in everything. Undoubtedly for me, in post-Egghead, is Instant Messenger Sama. Emu Sama in post-Egghead is gonna be on a generational run. Dude's gonna be cooked. There could be a face reveal. The brother is gonna be on the move. No one can stop him. As it stands in the verse right now, no one can stop him. So when he goes out and moves, oh my god. In post-Egghead, that is the character I'm looking forward to seeing the most. Instant Messenger Sama, what he's up to from a character standpoint, he could solidify himself this year as one of One Piece's best characters. In just this year. Just this year. I cannot wait for Mu. I cannot wait for Mu, man. It's gonna be so peak. So flippin' peak, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait. Instant Messenger Sama is like... I feel like that post-Egghead stretch, especially coming off of 1085, 1086, that particular stretch of chapters, Oda has something cooking with Imu-sama in the post arc that, like I said, because of Vivi and what potentially she's going to be doing, what Big News Morgan's going to be doing, what the Egghead incident is going to blow up, Emu's going to have a generational run in those stretch of chapters. 110%. 110%. I now want to go over to the comments section. And I want to ask you guys a quick question. In 2024, do you believe that anyone should put their stocks into Big Mom or Kaido in 2024? I think Big Mom is a possibility this year. I don't think Kaido's a possibility this year. But I do think Big Mom could go in this year. Especially since we're potentially going into Elbaf. No? No Big Mom or Kaido this year. Okay. Year of the Dragon, yes, Kaido. Okay. So it looks like the consensus is, okay, no, yes to both, yes, okay. So a little split down the middle. Big Mom more so than Kaido. Kaido possibly late 2025. Maybe Big Mom. That's my whole thing, right? Because I don't think Kaido's happening this year. But I do think Big Mom is happening for sure. Kaido is one of because like I said, I One Piece characters, if I don't see them in the grave, I don't think they're dead, right? Especially those two. Big Mom for sure. That to me is the one character that I do not think is dead at all. Like, I think there's a 0% chance Big Mom is dead. Kaido's the one where I'm like, he could have a role in the final arc. But if he doesn't come back, I'd be cool with it because I love this conclusion anyway. So, as much as I love Kaido, if that was his finale, I'm cool with it. Big Mom, though. Big Mom still has more to offer. Big Mom still has quite a bit on the table still left to do. So, if this is the year of the return of Big Mom, heading into Elbaf, or heading into rescue a Pudding, and then go into Elbaf, or while Katakuri goes over to rescue Pudding, Big Mom goes to Elbaf herself, whatever the case may be, I think Big Mom is moving either this year or next year. Personally. I forgot about Arouge. Jesus Alvarez says, I think Arouge will be post-Elbaf. Okay, so 2025. 2025 for Arouge. Big Mom returns, Elbaf is the best place. Yeah, agreed, Subra. Agreed 100%. If Big Mom returns, Elbaf is definitely the best place, I think. You think they're both dead, Subra? Okay. Gotcha. I don't see Big Mom getting out of the magma, but not Kaido. But you're right, I don't see Kaido at Elbaf. Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, I think it's too early to bring Kaido back, for sure. Like I said, if Oda is planning on bringing Kaido back, that's a final saga thing for me. The biggest war the world's ever seen. The war that will turn the world upside down. That feels like right up Kaido's... right up his alley. And I feel like Oda... To have an Impel Down parallel, I can see him drawing a page with Luffy and a few of his former villains fighting alongside them, right? Like, I can see him in a page with a Kaido, with a Buggy, obviously, for sure is going to happen. Or even a Dofi. Or, like, there's certain characters where when the Celestial Dragons truly make their presence felt, and it is time for the final part of the story with Instant Messenger Sama against the world, which is going to be the complete opposite of what happened in the Void Century when it was the 20 Kingdoms against the one advanced civilization. This time it's going to be the other kingdoms. Yeah, that would be so crazy. That honestly is really cool, you know. The 20 Kingdoms, potentially led by Imu-sama, took over the ancient civilization which we come to know as the people who were, you know, would later be known as like the D-Clan, stuff of that nature. But now, instead of that, it's actually going to be the reverse of that. Where it's going to be Imu, potentially against the new 20 Kingdoms, or the new whatever the case may be. The new 20 factions, whatever it is. Where it's all these factions together against Imu at the end of the story. I find that to be so fascinating. Who's going to free Doflamingo? Does anybody still think that Assassin is going to free him? Oh, it's like we never got a follow-up on that. I want Dofi to be freed when it's time for him to create chaos. I could see him being free to post Egghead. I'd be so down for that, because obviously I love Doflamingo. I want him to be prevalent in the story again. But it would depend on what he does. If he joins Cross Guild, post Egghead I think makes sense to me, and or post Elbaf. If he's not joining either of those and he's going to create chaos with his crew again, or, you know, goes out and do some wild stuff, I could see Oda waiting to pull the trigger on that for Final Saga. Same thing with NL. Because NL, I think, is going to come back strong, too, with a good presence in the story. I just don't think that's going to be this year. I would love for that to be this year. But I think Enel and Dofi are in sort of similar situations where I don't know what faction's going to be a part of. We all want Dofi to be part of Cross Guild. But I just don't know if that's what's in store, especially because of his connections to what's currently happening up in the Marijoa. I feel like he might want to do something else. But we'll see. I will love it, like I said. And NL as well, another character that's just so up in the air, hasn't been in the story in 20 years. That'll be very interesting. But Lucci's already been brought back for the characters, so we're just going to keep seeing characters being brought back, and eventually Doflamingo's going to make his way back. Especially since this Seraphim unit's out there doing its thing, so... Ah, Praetorius, that's interesting. So I'm going to read Praetorius' comment, because I think this is really cool. Praetorius says, I see Kaido's role in the endgame as a wild card to add chaos. We have to go back to Wano with Zunisha. It's the best time for Kaido to erupt out of the volcano. So Kaido erupts out of the volcano, and that's how he gets back into the story. It seems poetic for Oda. I think I could see that. What do you think will be the role for Cross Guild this year? They're going for the One Piece too. So Subra, like I talked about earlier, I think Buggy and Cross Guild are going to have as strong of a year as the Blackbeard Pirates this year. Because, so, let me go ahead and present a few scenarios, right? Because the only reason I left out Shanks is because Shanks has been so prominent in beginning of Final Saga and in the middle of Egghead that I feel like Oda is probably going to put a back seat on that unless he's the one half of that person versus that person, like Shanks versus Blackbeard, whatever the case may be, right? The reason I bring that up is because, let's say, hypothetically speaking, Shanks meets Luffy at Elbaf. That frees up the opportunity for not only for us to get the best moment in the series happening there with Shanks meeting Luffy, but that frees up the opportunity for Shanks to be locked there at Elbaf, even though we know he's leaving. It shows that he's leaving. I don't know if he is, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he is at Elbaf, or he's on the chase for Blackbeard, right? So we just see him on the chase. That frees up Buggy and crew. Buggy, Mihawk, Crocodile, Mr. 3, Alvida, the entire squad. That frees them up to deal with all of the insanity going on around the world right now. They're caught in the middle of that. They're currently hunting Marines. They are currently attempting to do multiple different things that could put them right in the middle of all of them. Imagine them running into their own Seraphim units, like Mihawk and Crocodile are running into their own Seraphim units this year. Or the Cross Guild pulling up at the end of Egghead. Or the Cross Guild after this arc being the ones to pull up to Blackbeard and try to get their bounty for Garp, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe they go and find another one, and there's so much potential for Cross Guild that for me, they're one of the biggest wild cards for post Egghead and how chaotic and insane it's going to be. Because they are so incredible. Buggy is such a strong presence, no matter what he does, it's going to be insane, especially after 1082. Mihawk is one of the strongest and most powerful characters we have in the entire series. Anything that he does is going to alert the rest of the planet. And Crocodile is one of the greatest minds, one of the individuals that puts so many plans to paper. So I wonder what they're going to have planned for a world that is so that is in so much chaos right now. Right? Especially after this arc, after the Egghead incident, the world is going to be in complete chaos, especially if Instant Messenger Sama is revealed to the entire planet to have existed by Vivi or Big News Morgans, whatever the case may be. So, if these things come into fruition, the world is in its absolute peak in chaos, the individuals to thrive in that chaos the way they always do is Buggy's crew. So, Cross Guild will benefit so much that my only reasoning for not putting all my stocks into them is that I just feel like Blackbeard's gonna have a stronger year. But I would also put my stocks into the Cross Guild as well, because I think they're gonna have a banger year. They're gonna cook. They're gonna cook for sure. Man, my allergies are killing me, dude. What if the assassin's bigger than Garland? Imagine that. Moria, that's true. Moria, I could definitely see Moria joining the Cross Guild. I could definitely see Moria joining the Cross Guild. Yeah. S. Croc is already heading to the Cross Guild, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Artist Gonzalez says, yo, Coach, finally sitting down to watch the stream, so I don't know if this was brought up, but the whole time I read the chapter, I was thinking about perhaps overriding primal desires is simply impossible. Great point. I completely forgot about that line. Oh, man. Yeah, good point. Good point, Andres Gonzalez. Yeah, true that. There was a reason why that line was brought up, wasn't it? To see logic once again being trounced by something like this, right? Give me a second. My nose is killing me. Imagine Buggy puts a bounty on Emu. Yo, Utkarsh, I'll tell you this. Buggy does that. That's the king. He already is the king of the world. He puts a bounty on Emu. That'll be the rawest thing anyone's ever done in the history of One Piece. But going back to Andres Gonzalez's comment, I find it to be so fascinating, right? Because like we were talking about, so Andres earlier today, right after we finished reading the stream, what I was talking about was how I love how Oda put emphasis on Vegapunk and Saturn witnessing something that goes beyond logic. Something illogical, something extraordinary, right? Happening before their eyes. And so, I feel the same way about that, the same way I feel about what you just said about overriding primal desires is simply impossible, as well as the manifestation of dreams and desires becoming devil fruits. These illogical things becoming logic, right? Or these illogical things having no means of possibly explaining them, right? That to me is something that makes Egghead so special. It fits it thematically, but it also adds an aura of mystery, right? For us to understand why all of this is possible, because it goes into the Buccaneer blood that Vegapunk was talking about. But in that particular case of primal desires, of overriding primal desires simply being impossible, that to me is something we've already seen, right? With somebody like Hancock, for example. Hancock immediately fell in love with Luffy upon seeing him. That is a primal desire. That is something that is shared from the actual individual that resides in the verse, right? In Hancock. The same way that was done is the same way that I assume would be for the rest of the Seraphim and for the other individuals who are based on other people. Someone like a Stussy, for example, right? Or a character like Kuma, who his subconscious has been like overridden, but his primal desires to protect they cannot be like there's no way that your primal desires cannot be overridden. There's no way. There's no way. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. So, because we've already seen examples of that throughout the arc, this is just the most prominent example of that. Yo, Leo Dog, what's good, yo? Yeah, no, it's super. You're absolutely right. Moria and Caribou are so important to the series right now. It's like we forget about them and they do something incredible. And I'm a Thriller Bark Tart. And I still forget about Moria. I really do, man. There's just so many characters. Do you think Rouge has some connections with the Buccaneer race, and that's why Oda didn't reveal anything related to him? Potentially, honestly, Super, potentially. Which means if a Rouge, shout out to King of Lightning. We were talking about this the other day on Red Force podcast. They did a little like mini reverie, and he brought up an idea on there I thought was very interesting about a Rouge being prominent on Elbaf because he's the last supernova we really haven't dived into. Especially after Bonnie's received so much here, right? That a Rouge could potentially take the spotlight in Elbaf in regards to like explaining a lot of stuff in regards to, the Birkin and his people, his role in the story, stuff of that nature. I honestly wonder, Subra, if there is a connection there between the Buccaneers and a Rouge. Because I do think the wings are there for a reason, especially when we compare them to the Lunarians. So when that comparison is made, and we think about special individuals, their connections, their similarities with one another, Oda has to be telling his viewers to put two and two together that yes, Rouge is very important. We just don't know why, or what causes the importance, right? I wonder. I know. I'm going to assume a Rouge is going to be just like every other supernova. It's going to be very, very prominent in the coming arcs. I just wonder if it has a connection to the Buccaneer race specifically, not just being connected to it, but just like specifically with the Buccaneer race. I'm not sure. I do think he shares special properties like those individuals, like a Buccaneer race or the Lunarians, of that nature, right? But I still think there's more to that mystery. There's more to that mystery. But you're right. Maybe that is going to be the connection to the reason why we haven't gotten the reveals related to him yet. Man, dude, what is in the air? My nose is just so bad. Not Turnip, you're not the only one, dude. Kizaru in this chapter really felt conflicted. Like Lazy Mofo said, feels consistent or inconsistent. Yeah, Andres Gonzalez, I love that idea too. Love the idea that Kuma's desires to protect his daughter was so intense he could bypass the adamant lock. So cool. I love it. Some of my favorite stuff ever, man. So good. Caribou for 10th Straw Hat. So we're all pleading. We're like, yeah, BB, Yamato, Bonnie, all these characters. And Oda's like, yep, Caribou. He heard Luffy's dream. He's the 10th Straw Hat. It's like, man, flipping flag. When's the next Reverie? So we're currently planning. We were talking about this the other day. We're currently planning on potentially doing something at the end of Egghead. So, but stay tuned for that because I know there's a few things that you know what? I'll stay quiet. All I know is that we want to do it at the end of Egghead. When Egghead ends, in the transitional period between Egghead and the following arc. That's when I believe it's going to take place. But it all depends as well because there's other factors that are going into it too. But we have been discussing it. Or we did talk about it the other day. Oh, Leo. That's interesting. So he's a follower of the Nika religion. That would actually be really interesting. Whitebeard was a buccaneer, right? So the Free Rocket Man, when we look at Kuma and we look at Whitebeard, specifically their child like states, they look extremely similar. Like, extremely, extremely similar. So, I think that might be Oda telling us that Whitebeard was a Buccaneer. That Whitebeard and Kuma are both Buccaneers. And like we talked about earlier, I believe Blackbeard is one too. So, Silvershot says, I think that for 2024, I put my stocks into Fujitora. I would love to Fujitora have prominence this year. That would be great. That would be great, dude. What Blackbeard is coming to Egghead with Moria, or will come to? I don't think Blackbeard's coming to Egghead, but Moria coming to Egghead I could definitely see. We actually talked about this, like I said, in the stream of the Red Force podcast, but Moria coming to Egghead is something I could see. I could see Moria and Lafitte and Katarina Devon for sure. I could definitely see those pulling up. I'd be interested in what Moria would do here. Brandon King comes in. Shout out to you, Brandon King. Man. It's good to see you. Just got here. Don't know if someone mentioned it, but Kuma's pose when holding Bonnie is similar to the pose of the Verse statue instead. Oh, that's true. I didn't put that together. That's true, man, Brandon King. That's a great point, dude. That's a great point. It was like the Verse statue. Wow, yeah, that's a great point. I wonder what Oda's trying to say with that. Well, Hancock for the Straw Hats. I know you would join me in the agenda, right? Dude, listen, anything that gets Hancock more screen time, I'm here. I love Hancock, dude. She's hilarious. Definitely one of my favorite characters for interactions. Coach's Reverie will always be a classic. I appreciate your Vortex, man. Thank you. I still can't believe that it happened. Like, every day I'm still like, dude, we actually hosted a Reverie, man. That was crazy. It's still one of my favorite experience from last year. That was a real treat, man. We had a blast in there. Still have that whistle. I hope Khan has time to show up for a moment. Dude, we need to get Khan into one of those things for sure. I can't wait to talk to him. Even if it's not in a Reverie, I can't wait to have the opportunity to just speak to my boy again. I was a Caesar for Straw Hat Cat back in Dressrosa, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I appreciate just Straw Hat discussions. Pray Taurus, don't feel bad. Because I was a Monet for Straw Hat guy back in Punk Hazard, alright? That was a thing that, multiple individuals were a part of that train. I know I was a part of that train for sure. I loved the idea of the astronaut thing that Monet was going for. Just like the theory said, I was a Monet for Straw Hat guy. So, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for the Caesar for Straw Hat, because I could have definitely seen the Caesar for Straw Hat thing too, especially back then. Just like Kaido was Meadows. Shout out to that theory. Yo, Smoker stocks, man. True that. Chapter 244 reference. Oh, that's that's where the Verse statue is? Yo, I can't wait for the Smoker greatness, man. That brother's gonna cook. He's a character I can't wait to see more of just in general. Wait, I have 244. Chapter SOS. Let's go over to page 135. I love Skypiea so. Kuma is doing it. Yo, Kuma is Yo, see, chapter 244. Thank you, Subra. Yes, that is the exact same pose, bro. That is so true. So true, dude. Yo, that is nuts.
That is insane. Oda's that guy, bro. Oda really is that guy. We'll have to get Mugiwara no Goofy on. I think a non-theory. So, yo, straight up. So Brandon King, I invited Mugiwara no Goofy to be on the last Reverie. I mean, just unfortunately he wasn't able to make it on. But yeah, he was supposed to be in my Reverie last year. I wanted to have him on, dude. I love his stuff. He's hilarious. So I'm right there with you. I hope he can join us for the next one for sure. Lost in nostalgia for Punk Hazards since they were caught up on. I remember the theory about Monet's fruit respawning in Nami's tangerine orchard. They're always so sure about that, dude. The theories back then were so nuts, bro. You know, Punk Hazard has a special place in my heart as well. It does. It has a special place in my heart for multiple different things, but I think the main thing that I'll always cherish about that arc is that it was my first experience with being a part of a legendary stretch of chapters that the community was just losing their minds over. From the moment that Zoro cut Monet until the end of Punk Hazard was such an amazing time to be in the community, bro. It was such an amazing time. And that kind of set us up for what would become the One Piece community as we know it now, which is when those legendary stretches happen, the same way they did in Dressrosa and in Zoe and every arc that's followed, they've always come after that. Because Punk Hazard really was the first time we had a legendary stretch, because it post-time skip. Because obviously, Return to Sabaody, Volume 61, some of my favorite stuff in the entire series. Fishman Island, amazing arc, with some crazy stuff like the Joy Boy reveal at the end of the arc, stuff of that nature, those crazy post-Fishman Island chapters, great stuff. But Punk Hazard had that stretch of chapters that was just like so crazy and in many different ways that it just made it so much fun to be a part of. So much fun to be a part of. Yeah, good point, Subra. Chapter Return SOS. My mom is watching Skypia. Yo, Leo Dog. She's watching Peak Fiction. She's watching Peak Fiction. What happened to you and Khan doing a discussion together, Coach? Yeah, there's just some scheduling issues. I'm still trying to figure out what we can do there. But it's just on both of our sides, man. It's tough. Like, it's tough. It's tough on both of us with trying to get the scheduling together. That's always the problem when it comes to collaborations. What's the one thing you want to see the most in Season 2 of live action One Piece? If we make it up to Alabasta, which I believe we are, just like the scene I was looking forward to seeing the most was the Arlong Park sequence, the Help Me scene in the first season. The other two scenes in that stretch of Season 2 that for me represent One Piece and like really made me a fan is the Drum Island stuff. I want to know how they do Chopper and Hirulook's story, as well as how they're going to handle the end of Drum Island as well. Because all that stuff is really special. Really special. They made me a fan forever. But Alabasta, I'm looking forward to seeing how it's paced, because it's such a long arc. It's 60 chapters long. Such a long arc. Culmination of the entire season. I want to know how Crocodile is handled as a villain. I want to know how Ace's introduction is handled throughout the course of the arc too, considering he's such an important character. I want to know Smoker's role, how his role is going to change from the original story, considering how they changed Kobe and Smoke and Garps. I want to know how they changed Smoker's role throughout the entire course of
of the season, because Robin which Robin, I could probably say Robin is the thing I'm looking forward to seeing the most because it's flipping Robin, but I think that Smoker and Robin are going to be very interesting because they're the recurring characters throughout the entire Baroque Works saga. The characters we see continuously being brought up are Robin at the end of every arc, and a Smoker as a reoccurring threat, right? So when we see the Baroque Works agents, which is already being built up in the first season, of course, that might change a little as well. But as long as they continue to nail the character interactions, don't know what they're going to do with Little Garden and Whiskey Peak, and because Whiskey Peak by itself, I feel like that just works. That feels like a live action arc in and of itself. I don't know what they're going to do with Little Garden, and that arc is so important to the grand scheme of things. I'm excited to see how they handle the Giants and Dorian Broggie, stuff of that nature. But getting back to the original point, the Nakama scene with Vivi at the end, I wonder how that moment is going to, the impact that's going to have in the live action. Because that scene in the anime is so important to my personal journey through the series. That, of course, it's a scene I can't wait to see the most. But, more importantly, I want to know how the context differs in live action, similar to all the iconic scenes they did in the first season, and how they hit differently in their own unique ways. That's what I can't wait to see with that scene, with the Nakama scene, throwing up the X with Vivi and the farewell, because that scene truly, at least for me, was like the wow, this series has continued to outdo itself. But at that point, I was like, no, this is the go right here. Because I was already sold from the very beginning. And I was definitely sold by the time I hit Arlong Park. But Drum Island and Alabasta back-to-back was just like the perfect mixture of, wow. These are two completely different arcs that are both so masterful in their own ways. That by the time you reach the end of that, and it feels like you finished a season for real, it's just legendary. So I really can't wait to see how they do the Nakama scene. Obviously, can't wait to see the Robin casting and Miss All Sunday greatness, Crocodile greatness, Chopper Hater Luke. So much stuff to look forward to. So much stuff to look forward to. Yo, Eric, what's up, my boy? What's up with the two? What's up, bro? Won $1,000 in the lottery last night. Okay. Winning in the lottery, Eric. My guy is gonna fund the Yakuza Infinite Wealth trade with that thing. We love to see it. Nah, Eric, that is so dope, man. Nothing but love to you, dog. I appreciate you for the two, man. Thank you. Yo, what a chapter. Seriously, Danielle. Yo, we that is going to be an every night snack for us, is this punch. 100%. And happy 2024 from Italy. Yo, happy 24, yo. Happy 2024, yo. Appreciate you, Danielle. All the way in Italy, dude. I think season 2 might have 2 parts. Part 1 will be Logtown, Laboon, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, Drum Island. Part 2 will be the rest of Alabasta. Probably a year between parts. I could see that. I could see that being the thing. I just, like I said, it depends on the pacing. It depends on what they want to do with the pacing, what they're willing to cut out, what they're willing to combine, right? Because I'm going to assume Alabasta, and it doesn't have to be 8 episodes either. They could, with the success of the first season, they could go a little longer, or they could make episodes longer as well. You know, Stranger Things has like 2-hour-long episodes. They don't have to be just an hour long. So there's multiple different factors that could go into it too, that could make this stuff work. Man, it's raining hard outside, dude. many chapters do you guys think Egghead has left now? Subra, after this chapter, I'm going to say less than 10. I think there's less than 10. If we're going to go over under, we'll go under 10. Under 10. Personally. We're currently on the way out the door. I think we're focusing on the escape right now with awesome moments still to come. But I think Egghead, the island, has 10 chapters left. When we hit post Egghead after that, there's obviously still content coming for the greatness. But the island is going to get Buster called in these next 10 chapters. For sure. For sure. The only 3-hour stream that I'd stay for is Game Ghost. Have we really been streaming we've been here for 3 hours, bro. Talking about greatness, man. Talking about peak. Yakuza 8, man. Next week, dude. Next week. Egghead ends very abruptly. Dude, it could end at any moment from this point on. Seriously. We don't know what Oda has planned. Mist! What's up, my boy? Been a minute. Chapter was truly beautiful, bro. So got you with another upgrade on the greatness soon, so watch out for it. For that Cold Steel 2, bro. Yes, sir. Been enjoying those updates, man. I appreciate you for that. Absolute greatness. But yeah, it's almost 1. We have my house physically is about to come down. Dragon is outside my door. He heard the Year of Dragon comments. He's already making it the Year of Dragon here. But ladies and gentlemen, special chapter to return back to. Kuma landed it, man. Just beautiful scene with him and Bonnie afterwards. Frankie hitting Saturn with the radical beam. Sanji deflecting the attack. It was just such a great chapter, dude. Such a great chapter. Looking forward to more for that greatness. There's no break next week, so unless there's a jump break, I can expect a chapter next week. I don't know if we will, but I'm going to assume there's a chapter next week. So we will be there for it. Next week will probably be another Thursday stream, unless it comes out early Wednesday. If it comes out late Wednesday, I probably won't be here. But if it comes out on Thursday again, like I did this week, it'll be a Thursday night stream. So we'll see what happens then. But this weekend is going to be... I have no idea what's coming besides the episode reactions. So we'll keep an eye out on the channel for that. But as far as the Q&A and stuff goes, definitely going to be uploading that sporadically while that big video game month happens. Because I know I'm going to be putting a lot of hours into that stuff in that time period. So we'll see what happens then. But this chapter was awesome. This stream was awesome, man. We talked about so much greatness today. So I appreciate y'all. Awesome conversations. Awesome thing. Oh, yeah, I forgot monsters, too. Good point, DJ. Awesome monsters as well. Yeah, we'll definitely be reacting to monsters. If that comes out, does that come out this weekend? And if that comes out this weekend, we'll definitely reacting to that, too. 100%. 100% for sure. So Kuma's jersey is going to be in the rafters. Absolute legend. Yo, Kuma's jersey is in the rafters, bro. No question. No question, man. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you. We got great stream for 2024, man. Great stream to start off the year. And great chapter. So I will see y'all. Sonic says, Coach, I was wondering when your Q&A video comes online. The Q&A, I'm going to be splitting it up, and they'll be coming out through the the next couple of weeks. Starting next week. Hopefully. Hopefully. So, I'll see y'all. Take care. Thank y'all for the awesome stream. So many things. So many things, man. Shout out to my boy Kuma, bro. He landed it, man.